Anyways, as always, mental health is important. Like our poor sad friend Jeff here, if you're experiencing any type of mental distress, unease, or just general problems there emotionally, please seek professional help. Therapists and psychiatrists, the professionals, they're the ones that are equipped with tools to help you manage, regulate your emotions, coping skills that are healthy, get you on medications if that's what you personally specifically need. You might not find the right fit immediately, but don't give up. Just keep trying new doctors until you find one that works for you. If you are not in the United States, we have a Wikipedia link down below with emergency and crisis lines in case you need some type of immediate help. If you're in the U.S., you can call or text 988-24-7, 365. And if you are 25 or younger and part of the Saga community, sexual and gender acceptance, you can contact the Trevor Project. They are there to help LGBT youth, and they can provide discreet help in case you are in a position where you're not safe to come out in your day-to-day life. Beyond that, there are plenty of ways to support us down below as well. We've got a couple of surveys about favorite characters and such. There's, of course, our social media links. There is, of course, a working Discord link to join our community server. It is not exclusively about Dungeons and Moogles here as a streaming platform. It is a place to find gamers and other such to connect with. TTRPG section, video game section, all kinds of fun there. And then, of course, we have Ko-fi, Throne, and all the general, streamers want you to support them financially stuff. Best thing you can do for us is give us a follow on Twitch or subscribe on YouTube. And, of course, if you enjoy it, tell your friends, especially ones who are into the similar sorts of things, because if you're into it, there's a good chance they will be too. With that all said, welcome back to the Highroad, a 5e D&D campaign. It stands as the first of 4 20-level campaigns we hope to get through as part of the Forgotten Deity story. Our heroes are once retired and have been hired to travel a 1,900-mile stretch of road that used to serve as a trade route between two countries. Since it has essentially become defunct over the last century, their job is to clear out standalone problems and make sure it's safe to use. Besides those problems, though, they are also dealing with these mysterious purple crystals known as torment fragments, the fact that both player and character share a body, and as things have unraveled, we are learning more and more about their past that they didn't even know. Most recently of which is the question, is Pius a god? Is the Hermit a god? Things to unfold. Last time was part 3 of their adventure in the Giant's Chalice. So far, in the vein of helping the Giants and their problems, you only had to do one thing. You started with clearing out the abandoned dragon's lair to bring back its horde. You also took care of a giant piranha problem at their lake. You went and cleared out debris from a collapsed mine shaft for them, and you helped, tend and care for the livestock at the farm, as well as feeding the chickens, which was a fun little mini-game. And now you are in the middle of the last task that they have on the list for you, which is to reclaim any treasure from the abandoned castle in this area. As you have been searching in there, the opening area was a sort of temple space with statues to 8 heroes of the past, as well as to 10 of the deities. Of the ones that you have met, Risha, Agnos, Bicken, and Skarm, they seem to be considerably different. Certain things changed in their facial expressions, completely different outfits. One in particular was drastically different, and that was Tatali, the god of life, who normally is portrayed as a dwarf, but in the statue was depicted as an old Nuri man, very, very similar to the Hermit. As you all went to try investigating and talking to the Hermit who was outside, you discovered he was unable to go in, and with enough pressure, coaxing, and attempts to talk about it, he fell unconscious, to which Cosmos spoke into Pius's mind and told him to be careful, because the Hermit is a broken person, and if things come back too quickly, it could permanently break him. You ended up exploring what appeared to be servants' quarters on the back part of the first floor, and found several pairs of living gloves, which Wrath is still in the middle of identifying. And you began your exploration on the second floor. Twilight is currently heading outside to go through a window into a chamber that you can't find an entrance to inside. Tempest had begun to explore another sort of church-like space that was upstairs. And Pius and Captain found a smithing room full of metals, where Pius kind of went ham and started eating some of the really rare and expensive metals, and proceeded to shit out a shield. With the description of the shield, giving Pius free reign to describe it, it caused him to have a sort of falling into memory or thought, and kind of seeing all of reality from outside of itself. taking in notes of similarities between the version of him there and the shield. And when Pius used a spell to kind of show what he saw, Wrath got the feeling from him that Wrath normally gets from looking at the other deities. Something about Pius is very deific in feel and sense in that form. And that is where we are beginning tonight. Wrath, you are up there on the second floor, kind of checking this out and returning to your ritual castings. Pius, you have this shield now, and have shown everyone this. Captain, you are of course in the room. Tempest, you are in the room as well at this point, and Twilight, you are outside on your way to that windowsill. So, we will start over with Pius, Wrath, Captain, because Tempest was getting ready to leave the room.
Sure. I'm not quite sure what we're looking for, or how we're finding it, but I still like it.
This is amazing. This metal, it tastes so fresh, like it's straight from a vein.
Doesn't really taste that good.
Would you like to try some?
I think I'll try it.
He hands you a fucking ingot.
What did you say? He aims to what?
Pius handed him an ingot, kind of like you know how you'll see like bricks of gold bar. That's what an ingot is.
Okay.
Hands him an ingot of metal. Captain, how are you going to attempt to eat this roughly 6-inch long bar?
Is it 6 inches long, and then how far wide?
It's about like 2 inches wide and about 2.5 inches tall. Its girth is going to be quite the space to try shoving into your mouth in the first place, and its length is more than you've ever taken in one shot.
Can you imagine if someone joined the stream? Holy shit! Sorry. Carry on.
6 maple bars combined into into one.
Oh, that was beautifully done, Jess.
Great. He's gonna try, gnawing on a corner of it at first before trying to, deep throat it.
Give me a strength and constitution save.
Strength and constitution save. Let's do this.
Yeah, we will use that to see how the first gnawing bit goes.
First one is 17, and the other one is dirty 20.
Okay, 17 strength, 20 on the constitution.
Constitution. Yep.
You do manage without like breaking your teeth or anything to like kind of get scrapes and bits off of it. We'll say it was the. Let me open the list here. It was an ingot of iron you were handed because it's probably the softest of these metals. So you got scrapes and such off, but you didn't really get like a big chunk. You definitely got all the flavor of it though. I don't know if you've ever licked something rusty before.
Yes.
You have?
Yes.
Okay, so that's more or less how iron tastes, is like the taste of rust, so to speak. So it's a very similar taste, and I hate that I have licked something rusty and know that flavor. As well as actually licked a chunk of iron. Like, I've had a real-life comparison of those two flavors, for no good reason.
Look, when you're young and dumb, you make bets, and then sometimes you just have to, you lose those bets, and you have to do stupid stuff, okay?
I mean,
we're gonna leave it at that.
I mean, I never lost those bets, but the bets are still how I ended up doing it. Like, snorting an animal cracker that's been crushed up and mixed with chili powder. I got $50 for that.
Yup, I remember you telling me that.
I had all the chocolate bars that day.
All of them.
So yeah, that's where that's at. You've gotten the flavor. I mean, you can always choose to try deep throating this bar of iron if you want.
Yep, I'm trying to get it as wet as possible with my saliva.
Being that you're a venerable old man, that is quite a difficult task for you. So you can make a Constitution save with disadvantage for me.
Oh, fuck you. Okay. No, because that was a nat 20. Fuck. Okay. Okay, I'll take 18. Fuck. Okay.
18 is it's not good enough to get it down. Like, it's caught in your throat, but you're not like choking to the point of passing out right away.
So I mean, so if you're watching Captain Flowers do this, he's just like trying to go in and out.
Oh dear! Oh dear! Oh dear! Captain.
It does get caught in his throat.
Uh-oh. Wave your hands if you need me to punch you in the gut.
He waves his hand a little bit.
I'm gonna slam my fist into his gut.
Give me a disadvantage. No, not disadvantage. Just give me a medicine check to see if you hit a good spot to get the force to cough it up.
Okay, medicine.
DC 13, because Heimlich maneuver is not exactly a
So I have
rare
to
piece
roll
of knowledge.
I have to roll a 5 or greater.
Natural 20.
No!
Oh, I should probably show the dice rolls on the stream. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You kind of get a little bit of a flash of memory from through foundation training for basic medical advice, things like Heimlich maneuver, mouth to mouth, which you can't really do, and so you know which spot to hit as you go in with force to kind of create that upward. Not a full Heimlich maneuver, but similar enough. Yeah, you cough it up. You're good.
You're
Phew, that was a close one.
a little too thick for me.
That's what she said.
Hey,
Right.
that's what he can say too.
Well, yeah, everybody's included. Equality.
Equality.
Anyway, I'm going to continue eating this metal. Maybe you shouldn't. Your throat is a little too tight.
Oh yeah, you want to feel how tight it is?
No. But thank you for the offer.
You're
I'll
welcome.
consider it.
My favorite part is there actually are apparently a few people watching right now. We're not completely alone in this tonight. Okay, Captain, as you're gonna leave Pius eating the metal, what are you gonna start doing in here? Like I said, there's kind of like scattered tools all over. The forges aren't lit, but they're there. And of course, there's just the various piles of metal throughout the room that Pius is beginning to eat.
Are you kidding me? You know, Count Flowers, he's just going to go over and he's just going to start looting and take whatever isn't essentially nailed down.
All right, so you're gonna grab up the tetracite, tetracium, and the tetra oil first and foremost, I'm sure.
Hey.
Are you going to try to wrangle the mithril out of Pius's hands as he has begun to eat that? Because that is currently the most expensive non-magical metal in this room.
You're.
That seemed unconfident. Like you're not sure you actually want to, in case you get eaten alongside the metal.
I mean, he's just taking a look at Pius and just how going to town he is on that thing, and like he's just not 100% sure I can actually get away from the boy.
So you'll start with the Damascus then, just to avoid the problem. All right. By the time Pius you can get through the mithril, Captain will have already bagged the Damascus, steel, and iron. Just because bags of holding make that easy.
Okay.
So I will go over to my list here. There we go. There's the correct list. And by the time you get through this, Wrath, you will have finished identifying the living gloves. There was the cooking utensils that I already said, brewer's supplies, carpenter's tools, leather worker's tools, and weaver's tools.
That was too fast for me.
What was the last one?
I'll go ahead and put them in our rewards channel here in a moment.
Did you say like weaver's tools?
Weaver's tools, like crochet and knitting and so.
Oh, how cute little knit kits!
Yeah. Well, they're gloves that help you do that type of job. So, now, Pius, as for the 4 things you managed to poop out from the mithril this go round, it is a plus. After identifying them, the first one is a skill earring, +4 bonus for adult play. Another circlet of human perfection, which you recognize right away without having to identify it.
Oh.
A short sword that deals radiant damage instead of the normal damage type, and goggles of object reading.
Oh.
Since that is the list I'm on, that is the first thing that will go into the rewards channel real quick.
I'm practically a magic item vending machine. This is wonderful. And all I have to do is eat these delicious metals.
One thing that you kind of notice is, from what you've eaten before, like when you ate kind of lower grade stuff, you kind of got weaker magic items out of it. And then when you ate the adamantine mixed with mithril, you got a +6 skill item. Whereas like these ones kind of in the mid tier are producing magic items that are kind of in the middle of those two sides. So you get the sense that the quality of what you eat affects the quality of the item as well.
Patches.
Yes, Pius.
Sorry, forgot to put my voice on. I have a question.
Well, I have an answer. Whether you like it or not is to be seen.
Well, yeah, it's more of a hypothetical. Let's say hypothetically, you could give me a drill hand. How much would that possibly cost?
Well, if it were simply an attachment that replaced your current hand, I could probably do it for 400 gold. Now, if you want it to be able to swap out and back and forth, that would be. I think I'll do it for 800, I'd say.
That is extremely fair, actually. I'll keep that in mind for the future.
Most things that you could want to do involving the hands, we'll say those are the prices. A replacement 400, and if you want to be able to swap it back and forth, 8. Unless it's something exceptionally complicated.
I'll keep you updated on my ideas.
He just kind of fades out, knowing that the conversation's done.
Ooh.
Excited giggles from Pius.
There we go. Our rewards has those items in it now.
Sweet.
Now, to go over from there, Tempest, there's a bit of time between the start of that and the end of that where you can continue to explore. So where do you go after you leave the lower left room? You had checked that upper left room already. And as a reminder, when you were checking, you felt like there was something in there, but it was something you weren't going to manage to find on your own.
True. I'm debating if I want to do this on my own or not, even though I can't. Can I turn around and go fetch Pius and try to drag him along? Just walk back in and be like, sorry, forgot something.
So you turn around with that thought, and you kind of see everything is going down, and go, you know what? I need to give them a moment. So it's something you can come back to later, but not at the moment.
Damn.
So there's either trying to re-explore other rooms, or go to the lower right, or you could just go outside and check on the hermit who was unconscious when last you saw him.
True. I'll go to the lower right.
Okay. So as you head in, it's very obvious what this is. You've seen several of them through your life. You feel like it's kind of sad, kind of small, but it is clearly an armory. There are suits of armor and racks of weapons filling this room. And all of them, other than being a bit dusty, appear to be in pristine condition. Not a single one of them is worn with age.
Oh shit, we're gonna have to camp here overnight and get Pius running 24/7. I'll do a quick inspection of the room. Anything special?
Nothing seems exceptionally special. None of it seems to be geared towards specific types of enchantments. You don't recognize any monikers or runes that would symbolize elemental affinities or anything like that. It seems to be pretty standard magic stuff. More like the sites you've picked up along the way. They're just kind of make it easier to hit your target and deal a little more damage. Armors just make it a little bit harder to hit you, sort of thing.
Nothing in there sounds like it's up my alley, other than we could just salvage a lot of it and just get a...
Yeah, as far as types of weapons too, there are swords, there are hammers, there are daggers, there's scythes, there's sickles, there's pretty much anything, but you don't think any of it's going to be better than what you already have.
Just to note, is the doorway to this room directly across the doorway from the room to the left?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I'm standing in shot of the doorway. I'm just going to mess around with the weapons until they're done in their room.
So it's going to take you a good half an hour to inspect them all on its own.
Not inspecting, I mean just actually messing around with them, throwing the dagger and shit.
Just the time to go around and make sure nothing stands out will take that much time.
Okay.
There are over 100 weapons in here, and there are 25 suits of armor. It's going to take time just to quick look at all of them. It's going to take time.
Alright.
So you're just basically spending your time doing a quick check on all of it. Over to Twilight, though. So you get outside and you're like, okay, that should be the room. You go up. It's not going to take any effort to blast through that window. It's not tempered glass or anything like that. And when you come into the room, you come in from the right side. Do you remember where the map is?
Yeah, I was just wondering though, before I do this, can I actually run down to Wrath and ask him for his Pipe of Remembrance and take it to the room that I just barely got in and see if I can remember anything in this room?
So the Pipe of Remembrance would help you remember things of the past. Where you do it is pretty irrelevant.
Oh, okay. I just thought it would be more powerful to do it in the room to see if there would be something.
No, the Pipe of Remembrance just kind of brings back heroic deeds of your past.
Okay. Sorry.
But
So continue with what you were doing?
so, what I last asked you is, do you remember where the map is?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in the upper right room there, and you came in from the right side. That red bit there is a bed, in case that's hard for you to make out.
Okay.
So you come through the window, and you kind of like land on the bed, and you... I keep forgetting that I should have my map pulled up on full screen separately to look at. Because the visual really helps me remember what the fuck I'm saying and doing. Dun 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 dun. Load. Okay, so when you look down there towards the southern side of the room, there's a long table, and on each side is a large chest as well. Directly to the west of the bed, you can see kind of what looks like a door. And up on the north side, that's on the west side of that opening is a large dresser. It's about eight drawers tall, and it's a good 4 feet wide. And on the right is an armoire with hanging clothes. Through that little passage up to the smaller space on the north side is a full walk-in closet lined with rows and rows and rows of what appear to be regal clothing. There's a combination of female and male clothing in there, but it all seems to be stuff that belongs to nobility. And although a large amount of it does seem to be fairly well off, as if it were enchanted in some way, about like half of it also is just in tatters.
And that's in the other room, right?
Yeah, that's so you're in the room to the right, and that top small portion, that's the closet with all of those clothes I just described. The lower part is where the dresser, armoire, desk, and 2 large chests are.
I'm gonna turn on. Is it locate magic item or magic object?
So locate object helps you find something specific you're looking for, a specific object you're looking for. Detect magic would be the one that tells you if there's magical stuff around. But you already know that some of these clothes here in the closet are probably going to trigger that.
But I want to turn into a locate object and see if there's an actual magic carpet in the room.
Okay.
And may I use that point to actually ensure that there is a magical carpet in the room?
Okay, so you're going to try locate object with flying carpet. That's fair. You know what? I want you to give me a D100 roll. Because you want this magic carpet so bad, we're going to let the dice decide if there's one here or not. If it is 20 or lower, there is a magic carpet in this room.
Okay, so it's 1
D100.
D100. Come on, guys.
Let's go. Damn.
You said if it's lower or no?
Yeah, if it's 20 or lower. But nope, 98, there is no magic carpet in here.
Aww.
No magic carpet for you.
What about a magic rug?
That's the same thing.
There's differences.
There is differences. The magic rug is a lot prettier. And
As far as locate object is concerned, it's the same thing.
Damn. So is there something that, is something really good here? Like, since
Well, you use locate object, which lets you look for a specific item in this area.
right.
The item you were
Okay.
looking for was a flying carpet. There is not one
Yeah.
here.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna go through the chest first and see what's in them.
You're gonna just check what's in the chest real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So for the most part, as you're going through them, it's mostly kind of like writing supplies, extra paper, ink, quills, mostly like secretarial stuff. What you would figure a noble probably has to deal with a lot of for the sake of paperwork and management of their governing space. You do find a couple of outfits that seem to be like not ritual, formal wear for special events and such. One of which includes one of which is a set of religious attire. Appears to be possibly like a chaplain's garb. You don't recognize the symbol on them, though, for which deity it is.
Well, I think Rap would know because, or is it Pius that knows the religion? I think it's Rap.
Both of them have some idea.
Okay, well, they would tell me. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take paper.
The blank paper?
Yeah, and the ink. So I'll just take all that.
Okay. We will add 10,000 sheets of paper to your inventory later.
Wait, is that for both chests?
Yeah, between them, there's 10,000 sheets of paper, 50 ink vials, and 100 quills, writing quills.
Cool. I'm going to actually deeply investigate this room. Like, from the walls.
Okay. Are you going to take your time on this investigation as you're trying to check absolutely everything? Do what?
I'm going to take a lot of time on this.
Okay. Then you can make an investigate. Actually, do you want to take 30 minutes on this room or an hour?
Probably an hour and a half.
An hour and a half? Okay, you can take 20 on this roll then. So what is your investigation bonus? What's the plus for investigation?
What do you mean by 20 on this roll?
You, instead of rolling the die roll is treated as a 20.
Oh, okay.
If you spend a ton of time on something, you can just like take flat numbers instead of roll. You're spending an hour and a half absolutely thoroughly, completely checking this room as deeply as possible. So you can take 20. So
it's just a +6.
For investigation?
Yeah, I think. Let me look. I know it's a +6 or a 5. One of the two.
Well, let's see if I can get it pulled up before you.
Investigation. Oh, wait. No, I was way off. It's a 3.
Okay, so you got a 23.
Uh-huh.
That is still, I mean, it's a 23. Like, you're pretty certain that you found anything that can possibly be in here. You decide to start in the closet, though, because it's not the, most complicated of spaces to look. And as you're kind of moving the clothes around, you notice a spot on the wall that's not as dirty as the rest of this area. And as you're kind of like rubbing around and messing with it, you push it in, and the wall opens up to a staircase going downstairs. You kind of hold off on that because you're trying to check the whole room, though. So you go back to everything else, and you're looking around, and in total, you find 50 sets of nobles' clothing for men and 50 for women that all appear to be self-mending. As you're messing with them, you actually tear a hole, and it just kind of fixes itself right away. But you also find a journal mixed into the scatter of what's on the desk, and you start flipping through it to see if there's any type of important information. And you do find the last passage in this diary, and it kind of explains part of what happened. The dragon that has taken residence in the mountain nearby demands higher taxes from this town. It is bad enough that I already had to sacrifice so much of the luxury I am accustomed to because of the dangers impeding merchants. But at this rate, I will be in rags like the peasants from this dragon's taxes. He won't allow us to leave either. The gates we built now serve as our prison. My court mage has an idea on how we might escape, and is preparing the necessary supplies to make it to the next village on the way to Eldwin. It is unfortunate, but I will be unable to take most of my coin. Hopefully, when we reach Eldwin, the kind Herst will grant us aid for the dragon, and I will be able to reclaim mine. At least I know it is safe. Only myself and the mage know of the secret passage to the treasury hidden in my chamber.
What was there a date on this? Was it in the past, or like is it?
It was about 110 years ago.
I'm gonna take the journal.
Okay. The journal does also explain, since you found the hidden passage in his chamber already, you now know that staircase leads down to the treasury, his hidden treasury.
I figured so. After you said treasury, so yeah. I'm gonna kind of take everything in this room, like all the clothes and everything, and just put it all in my junk. Or my barrel.
Okay. That'll take you another good like half an hour just to shove everything in. So with that being 2 hours and everyone else having only done a half hour so far, back over to the other side. Tempest, you've kind of gone through everything, and you're starting to just twiddle around with the weapons, and you shout over to the other room. Pius, this is about the time that you're finishing shitting out that last item. And Wrath, you've been able to finish identifying the gloves as well as the all but the last item that Pius shit. And Tempest kind of like shouts over.
You're making me touch this.
Yeah, sorry, it's still warm, but don't worry. There's no bodily fluids on it.
I don't know. Looks like oil on this one.
Oh dear.
Hey guys, after you clean them off, you want to come on over here?
Sure. What's up?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, the room's full of what I would call pretty useless shit, but we could probably scrap this for something.
No.
We can get Pius pooping all night.
You're also aware that you were asked to reclaim any type of treasure here for the Giants.
It would compact it at least for them.
I'm sure they would understand.
I'm not carrying it all if anyone suggests it.
Yeah, so Captain, Wrath, Pius, if you all head over to that room, you just see it's full of fucking magic weapons and armor.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Right.
Wow.
Almost like he was preparing for war or something. This castle and presumably the village that used to be here, the human village, wasn't big enough to need this much shit.
You think he was gonna kill something?
Possibly the dragon.
Sure.
That's
I
true.
wonder who won.
How did they know about the dragon?
Because they went to the abandoned dragon's lair in this valley already.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Considering we don't see no dragon, then I suppose they've been.
But they abandoned this place, so did they really win?
Sure.
Maybe they're still running for their lives to this day, being hunted by the dragon.
Maybe it was a stalemate. Maybe they
I don't
both
know.
died.
I don't know
Epic
any
battle.
dragon alive that would spend that much time chasing some people. Just saying.
Maybe they stole from its horde.
It'd have to be quite something they stole, considering we found the rest of its horde.
Hey.
Something amazing, shiny, a dragon egg. If there's an egg in this castle,
Yeah,
I want it.
actually, that might do it.
Where's Twilight? We need to find it before she breaks it.
I think it would be pretty difficult to break a dragon egg. They're very strong.
Well,
I'm
there's
sure
a will,
that
there's a
you're right.
way, good or bad.
I could do it. And we would be able to have dragon eggs for breakfast, scrambled. Or over
See, he's not allowed to touch it. Point out.
Wrath, you, because of your draconic ancestry, you'd meet people from time to time who were just, they're book nerds, and they would just go on randomly about like the connections between dragons and wyverns and dragonborn, and you're aware that breaking a dragon egg is something that even storm giants would have a problem with.
Yeah, we need to stay far away from that egg.
If there is one.
Exactly. I bet it tastes good though. Anyway, focus, focusing. Well, oh yeah, Pius, yeah, hell, everybody, shit, you're all here. The room above us, if we go over this direction, as I point over to the upper room.
The upper left.
Yeah, my tail is getting the twitchies, but I have no idea what's in there.
Sure.
Only one way to find out.
Exactly. So we have this room with all the goodies and shit, and then there's that room which is kind of sus.
I'm going to go knock on the door.
Yeah, oh, come on.
Right.
Oh, sus. I like it. We'll come back for these later.
So as you walk out of the armory, and you've kind of passed through this hall multiple times, once actually going south, It kind of clicks that there's just a bunch of barrels there on the southern side. Like the hallway just keeps going until it runs into these barrels under a window. The barrels are all worn. There's holes in them, and there's some type of goopy liquid coming from them. It's gotten onto the floors even and almost solidified, kind of like if you left molasses on a countertop for decades.
I lick it.
Yeah, not surprised. This is why for the hymn lead.
Give me a Constitution save, Captain.
Yo, 25.
25. So like you feel your stomach kind of churn a bit, but like you're able to kind of push down that feeling of vomiting. You can tell that there's a slight kind of appley taste to this, but it is not supposed to be a liquid, let alone a gel or slime.
I wouldn't recommend eating this.
Oh, shit, if he says so.
Right.
Yeah, that's got to be something.
Okay, this is not correct. This is weird. Where's the room?
Captain, you get the feeling that they were trying to like, you know how you make kind of like sun tea because the tops of the barrels on these aren't there. You think they were making some kind of like apple cider, apple tea using the sun of the window, and they just left it there when it was abandoned. This place was abandoned.
Yeah. Must have been something because there's a bit of an apple taste to it, but too long.
I'm surprised you could get that far in.
Hey, I'm a dwarf after all.
I suppose so.
All right.
Well,
so when you do finally head up to that top left room, Pius, when you first walk in and you see the damn it, I already forgot the word, just like I did last session. They're not altars, they're pulpits. The pulpits, as you look at them, you realize that they're a bit different, and they look almost like they were supposed to act as also kind of a throne space for nobility, in addition to acting as pulpits for services.
Religious kingship. Not the greatest combo.
You think they worship their king?
It's likely. Which is never really a great thing, especially if they are immortal. Amortal, not immortal.
Right.
Wonder how far it got him.
Of course, you all recognize the deity statues as well. Just as a reminder, that's what's circling the room.
Why so many deities in one place? Such an odd castle. And in such an odd placement as well.
You said these statues here represent all of the deities?
Yes, all except the forgotten deity. The 6 on the east side of the room are your elemental deities. Then the first 4 are the ideological, Bahamut, Tatali, Feroti, and Tiamat. And then the next 4 are Shinryu, Ultima, Mir, and Cosmos. The last 2 are Mir and Cosmos, leading up to the 2 pulpits.
Didn't I find something on them?
I don't think you did. But the placement seems to indicate from right to left, lowest deities to highest deities, ending with the 2 pulpits on the side with the highest ranking.
I go over to wherever Rishia's is. Is it the same like misrepresentation as it was downstairs?
Yes. And Pius, when Cosmo had spoken to you, you got that image of her as well. The version you see of her lacks that pink galaxy skin, although the dress is still very similar, and she's only represented with 2 arms. Much more Nuri in nature. More like a real-world human, almost.
This is all so strange. These gods are much different than they are now. But if this castle has only been around for... I wonder if there's another rift in time. Or to a different universe.
It's possible, but I feel like that would be somewhat noticeable given the surroundings. It'd fit in here.
Hmm.
Captain Flowers is looking at the stone and investigating the stonework.
Give me that history check then, with advantage, of course, since you are a dwarf.
Pius is going to walk to the pulpits.
Yo.
Okay,
20, so 26.
26 on that.
Yeah.
Pius, what are you doing at the pulpits?
I'm going to kind of run my fingers along them and just observe them and try and feel. I'm going to roll my feel skill.
Your feel skill?
Yeah, I'm going to feel.
So I'm going to call that insight, because it's kind of like taking in and recognizing your gut and your reactionary feelings to things.
That's kind of what I thought too.
Yeah, give me an insight on the pulpits.
I couldn't think of it at the time.
Wrath, how about you? What are you doing as everyone's kind of starting to investigate their own parts of this room?
Wrath is just gonna kind of watch. He's just keeping an eye out for anything. He's mistrustful of this room and these people's intentions with these statues.
Okay, give me a perception check. If you don't have proficiency, well, just add your proficiency bonus. So if you have it already, it's double proficiency for you.
Double proficiency if I have it, you said?
Yeah, if you have proficiency, it's double proficiency. If you have double proficiency, roll with advantage.
I do not have expertise. 28.
Okay, and Tempest, you've kind of already investigated this room, but is there anything you want to do as everyone else is doing this?
Quick question: is there any particular god that the Kindhursts usually refer to in practices?
The Kindhurst are varied from member to member of the family, as well as within the servants' ranks. Everyone kind of has their own deity they fall to, but there is one that would stand out to you because you've been told too many times through your entire life, including while you've adventured with your new friends here, that you kind of resemble Feroti, the goddess of death.
And was that one present?
That one is in the room, yes.
I want to go up to that one.
Okay. And you're just going to kind of look over it and everything?
Yeah. And it's more of just a hard stare, kind of just questioning.
So we will start with Tempest on this list and work backwards. Tempest, as you're looking over the statue, it actually takes you a moment to be like, oh yeah, that's the one. It doesn't take too long though, because Feroti's kind of the only one that dresses in black cloak kind of style. But for some reason, the hood is down on this one, and instead of seeing the feminine scythe-wielding form that everyone's so used to, it is a tall, muscular man, and instead of the robe, it's a cloak that's opened up, showing a skin-tight bodysuit across him. They somehow managed to capture in the stone of this. The eyes seem to be piercing compared to the others, almost as if the statue itself has the ability to see through illusion. But it stands in stark contrast to the Feroti you know, who is a woman.
Okay.
Wrath, you said you got a 28?
Yeah.
So as you look around, you of course notice all these differences in the statues, of course, the same. And you can see on the pulpits on the front side, there's a insignia carved onto the front sides. One that you recognize because it was on the doors that you used to enter this castle as well. But otherwise, you don't recognize the symbol itself. But you kind of go to lean up against the wall on the right side, and you notice a part of it feels a little weird. So when you turn around to look and check it, you find a button that when you press, opens the door on the right side to the room Twilight is in.
Found it.
Sure.
And Twilight, this is as you're kind of still working on stuffing everything into your bags.
What the hell are you doing in there?
And I'm just throwing on whatever I can't fit in the barrel. I have layers and layers and layers of clothes on, just hundreds upon layers of clothes.
You look at her and she looks like she's wearing 5 outfits at once. pulpits.
But we can buy you clothes. You don't have to steal from these people.
Hey,
These people that don't exist.
It's the giants.
I mean, how do they find?
Magical clothing does resize to fit the person trying to wear it, so...
Guys, can you close the door? I'm changing.
You're not
What are you-
changing, you're adding.
What are you changing into? Oh, changing
I have my
clothes.
own personal space here, please. You're invading my privacy.
Privacy? We're adventurers. We don't get privacy.
Facts.
Yeah, it's actually true.
I mean, for God's sake, I was naked when I changed into my Genasi form for the first time.
I mean, are you?
And the
guys-
second, and the third.
Yes, pretty much from now on, I'm stark naked.
I know.
Anyway, I'm gonna go do something.
I just thought I'd let you guys know, though. There is a little secret passage here.
Oh?
Continuing on down our list of what's being done, though. Pious, as you're going over the pulpits, you of course recognize that same symbol that Wrath did that was also on the door outside. You're fairly certain, though, as you're kind of like looking this over and taking in the feel and just kind of your initial thoughts on everything, you believe it's probably the symbol of the noble family that was here before. Which would only reinforce the idea of like God Emperor shit. Where they thought their leader was deific. But as you actually like look it over, take in the feel, you can feel like the strands of divine magic still on the pulpit, still coming from the statues. And it's just wisps of all of these different deities. You recognize the feel of Cosmos just because it's been so recent that you felt her power, even. But you feel the hint of another one, a far darker and more powerful and ancient deific being than any of the others as well.
Okay. I'm going to try and pray and contact it.
Did I ever soundboard this? I bet I didn't. Why did I not soundboard this yet? I really should. So you hear an all too familiar repetition in both the Eldritch language and Common of complete your journey, stand at my feet, and bring my revival one step closer. Unlike with the other deities, though, you don't feel one of those connections open up, and you do not feel a new one open either. It's as if this being is you, almost. But you can also tell that it's not.
Oh dear.
Give me a wisdom save, though. DC 15. $31, you're good. No weird adverse shit happens. It pops in your head, you hear it, and then it's gone. Now on to the 16 you rolled, and what you actually get from that beyond the basics that you got no matter what.
Okay.
You can tell that these Bibles, despite being ones for Agnos, you kind of flip them open, and you take a quick look, but it seems to almost be a Bible of Agnos and how his power interacts with all of the other deities of the world. How it interacts with the natural flow of life itself and the world. But even beyond that, you notice passages in there talking about the human king that embodies the deific force itself. Not a deity in their own right, but one who can command the power of the deities, chosen to lead humanity. A very strange section of Bible that you, even for everything you've remembered and everything you can look through right now, this seems to be a one-of-a-kind Bible. 2 copies. That only exist here.
Okay. I'm going to pocket both of them.
Okay. Captain, what was that roll for your stonework?
That would have been 15.
15. This is not dwarven stonework. This is not elven stonework. This is not Nuri stonework. This is not gnome. This is not halfling. This is not fairy, fae. You don't know of any human race who does stonework like this. It's too perfect. As if the stone naturally formed in these shapes.
It's as if themselves became stone. I know not what kind of manner it was created, or who did it. Way beyond my league.
That's even more fascinating. It may be from a different universe. No.
Maybe. Could be.
Hmm.
Could be one of the
check-
snake ladies.
The snake ladies.
Aye, the ones, what's the name?
Gorgons?
Medusa, Gorgon, whatever the thing is.
Oh.
If
I'm
anyone-
hearing this conversation.
Oh yeah, at this point you're hearing the conversation because the door is open. If anyone wants to make a knowledge check on Gorgons, you are free to. Unlike D&D, Medusa is a Gorgon. Gorgon is not some animalistic creature. It is the name of the type of creature Medusa was. Medusa is only a specific instance.
Well, I do have the bracelets of historical knowledge.
Does anyone else want to roll knowledge on Gorgons?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really good at stoning, though. Am I not?
At stoning?
It's stoning.
I mean, you're good at getting stoned, but that doesn't help with knowledge.
No, I thought I could actually. I thought I had like an ability that helped me out to actually automatically know what it is.
No, you don't.
Okay. Yeah, then I want to.
What knowledge
I'm
did you
rolling.
want to roll? History, Arcana, which is magic, nature, like naturally occurring things, or religion, things related to religious texts and like celestial fiendish creatures, typically.
Let's see. I'm really good at nature.
You can go ahead and roll a nature check if you want, then.
We're still in the room with the statues, right?
Yeah, we're still in the room with the statues, technically.
Okay.
Twilight, with your 19, the only thing you kind of remember about this is they defy the natural order. They are not a creature that naturally occurred in this world. No one knows how they truly came to exist, but they did not grow through evolution. Their existence is unnatural. Highest, with a 16, though, because history is more applicable than nature, you have a lower DC to work with. Gorgon statues tend to be a little rough, because the people are moving as they're turning to stone, so it kind of creates weird bumps and maneuvers. The only way that a Gorgon statue can end up smooth, the way that the person's skin and everything was, is if they are perfectly still through the petrification process. Which generally would mean they're willing.
I suddenly do not like this place.
Aye. It's a little odd, a little strange.
Yeah, the only known instances where that has happened has been in wizard experiments. One where they're like, we'll depetrify you, don't worry. Just stand perfectly still for us, okay?
These people were not good people.
People rarely are.
True.
Hmm.
Good thing none of us are people.
The part that makes that a little weird for this circumstance is the fact that these look basically like the deities, even though they're a little weird.
Can I do stuff while they're doing all this?
What are you doing?
Listening in on the conversation. I'm like crawling over the statue, looking in the eyes, trying to put my ear to the mouth. Just full examination.
Give me an investigation check, since you've been technically working on this through the whole process.
At this point, I'm just like, shit, I might even be sniffing it. I don't know.
Are you looking at?
No.
No.
You said
Sorry, that's
investigation?
Flowers,
Yes.
Hey, once you lick one, it's always great times.
Go ahead, look at the statue.
You literally crawl up on top of the statue and you start sniffing it, you're looking at it, you actually lick it for just a moment to see if it actually tastes like stone. And all you really come to is this is a statue. This is definitely a statue.
Well, I'm sitting on the shoulder. This is lame.
As you're wagging your tail?
Maybe. It doesn't always mean happiness.
I feel as though there's something here, though. I can't put my fingers on it, but
What, like a secret passage or something?
possibly, or some kind of...
So you did find the secret passage that led to the room, and Twilight has mentioned there's a secret passage in that room. Twilight, are you going to tell them about anything else that you have found? They obviously know about the clothes since you're wearing them and stuffing them in bags.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before I do this, did I actually? I want to know. I want to, since I already have my locate object on. I want to know if I find a werewolf T-shirt or like the wolf and the three pigs T-shirt.
So you would need to cast locate object again. You can't like really bounce that from item to item.
Okay, can I do that?
Yeah, there is nothing wolf related in all of this.
Damn it! There's no carpet. There's no wolf T-shirt, but there's a passage, a magic secret passage that I found. But nobody's gonna be interested in that.
No, not at all. As I start walking in the room.
So she also, at this point kind of gives you the lowdown of what she found, all the paper, ink, quills, and you can't help but think that Nick would have absolutely loved to find all that paper and writing utensils.
Yeah.
But then she mentions the journal, and now it had a passage about the leader of this area trying to leave to get to Eldwin at the end of the Highroad to get help from the Kinehurst.
Oh, I didn't know I was like sharing all that information, but
Well, I asked if you wanted to. You said yes.
Oh, I thought you just said something about passage, but okay, since they already know, then that's fine. I don't mind sharing.
Well, I mentioned that you had already said that, and then asked if you wanted to give them all the other information. You said yes, but first, and then went on about the other stuff.
Fine, we can continue. I don't care. I mean, I was going to share it with them anyway, so why not just throw it on them right now?
But yeah, before you can go down the secret passage, she mentions this journal and the passage about the leader leaving and all that, and that the dragon was clearly not defeated when this happened.
I wonder if my aunt or uncle know anything of these people.
I was about to ask if you did. No family stories you might have heard?
I don't think so.
That's unfortunate.
You know that if the Kinehurst help another noble family, it is because that other noble family is giving them a shitload of their wealth. Or providing favors that boost the Kinehurst family name. It's happened enough, even in your own lifetime, though, that you don't know of any specific families.
If we could, trust me, if we could ask them, I'd love to. We could probably solve this, but we're not hanging out around here long enough for that.
Suppose you're right. Should we take a look at this secret vault?
Yeah, I'm gonna just since I got everything out of all of the.
Oh, you're still
closets.
stuffing all that shit in your bags. You're going to be at that for a little while still.
I'm taking the bed sheets and the pillowcases too.
Jesus.
She's taking torn, tattered, dirtied bedding. Okay.
Are you the one who steals the soap when we go to inns, honestly?
Oh my gosh, yes, and the conditioners. I have a shit ton of soap in my bag.
My favorite part of this is Twilight has never been to an inn because she doesn't like staying at places in civilization.
Yeah, who stays at inns these days? That's the funniest part.
Well, I mean, there's ins and there's outs and there's ins and there's outs and there's even ups and there's downs.
I feel like there's an innuendo in there somewhere.
Somewhere.
I don't want to dig. I'm not digging.
So, Rat, you've had time to get down the secret passage into what is clearly a treasury. And there are piles upon piles upon piles of coin and nothing else. There's gold, there's copper, there's silver, there's platinum. There are millions of coins in this room.
Wrath just kind of looks around, shrugs, turns to the rest of them. I mean, we just splitting this with the giants. Take like a finder's fee, a third of it or something.
What did you find? I mean, because Twilight's still.
Technically, everyone else is upstairs, but it doesn't take long to walk up the stairs and say that. So,
yeah, I just walked back up. There's like 1 million gold or something down there.
What?
Oh my.
I need it.
I think we might want to stay away from that because of what was in the journal. It said that there was a dragon,
Well, you do that.
and it has been guarding, or not guarding, but it has been taking a lot of. It's been overtaxing the residents here.
Pious,
Well,
please bonk her.
No, I'd rather just take the gold.
Here's the journal. This is what it says right there. See it right there.
Yes, but what does that have to do with the gold in the basement?
The dragon is probably there guarding the gold.
I feel like Wrath would have said that.
Wrath is
Yeah,
standing at the entryway to the coins, guarding it currently.
Well, I mean, technically, right now there's a dragon guarding it.
You're right. Mm.
Okay, let's go get that gold.
Gotta fight this
Wait.
dragon first.
Yeah, Bias walks up to Wrath and kind of like shadow boxes him in his stomach.
whoa, whoa, whoa! What the fuck?
Ah! The mighty dragon has been defeated.
You guys are assholes.
And he walks past him.
Don't
Oh,
guard him. God.
yeah, Wrath just follows down.
Oh.
Oh no! All right.
So yeah, you can pretty much finish scooping that up about the same time Twilight finally finishes stuffing all the clothes and crap into her bag. Her bags.
Is there any room in my barrel for like the gold?
No, you're like your stuff's at capacity, and realistically, you probably need 2 more bags of holding just to finish stuffing all of this stuff. We're just ignoring the bag of holding limitations because it's mostly clothes.
I guess I'll call Chisholm and ask him if I can get a couple more, like, large bags of holding.
Well, I could give you a couple bags of holding that are large, but they'll only hold the same amount. They're just going to be bulkier for you to deal with.
That's fine.
Okay, he just told you that the bigger bags of holding don't hold more. They hold the same amount as the small ones. And you're like, that's fine.
Oh, that's fine. Just give me like 3 of them. Maybe 4.
They are uncommons, so that's 250 each. That's 1,000 gold. Do you even have 1,000 gold still?
What the hell?
So I know you spent a shitload of gold at one point. No, you haven't spent it yet. Okay. Yeah. 1,000 gold for the 4.
My goodness.
So, the money disappears from your coin pouch and everything, and you get the bags of holding, and each one is the size of a person.
Cool. What I wanted.
They still only hold the same amount as a small bag of holding, though. So you're still going to fill them up.
Now.
They're inconvenient now because they're the
Yeah,
freaking size
that's
of a
what I meant.
person.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Bag of person holding.
Oh,
Yes, they are big
Hello?
enough to fit a person in, unlike a regular bag of holding.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, we can restrain properly now.
Yay! We could use that on somebody.
Stare.
Again, you guys are
Stares at Twilight.
every time Tempest says stare, I just picture like this ominous music and the camera zooming in on her face.
Yeah. That's how I feel. I feel like it's just like
Whoa.
stare down.
Every time.
As she's
Every
like,
time.
grinning a little bit with her teeth, teeth are showing.
That's when I'm happy.
Oh, goodness. Yeah,
Well,
so
one of you guys fill this bag up with the gold while I'm trying to get all the rest of the shit, please.
you do have 4 bags of holding now that you can kind of keep this loot separate from your normal stuff, at least.
I mean, it's all gonna go on my personal items anyway, so it's just gonna be kind of a big ass pile there.
Twilight
But
saying
can
we're
we-
just going to steal the loot and not give it to the giants.
Oh hell yeah!
No, we're giving them the loot. I say we take a third of the money.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, that's fair. Finder's fee.
Finder's fee, exactly.
No,
Why not? Why do you want to piss them off?
look,
I mean-
we've done a lot of work for them already, and
Mhm.
I highly doubt that they're even gonna pay us anything. And if they do pay us something, it's probably gonna be like a nickel each.
So they allowed
just
us to kind of just traverse their landscape, and we've already taken quite a bit of money's worth of supplies.
And on top of all of that, they may not even know about this secret.
Twilight, you haven't taken on a lot of contracts in your life, have you?
Wait, what's the contract?
That answers your question.
Yes.
I
I
don't
think we can
sound
trust them.
sick, okay?
I don't think we can trust them, but I'm not going to backstab them.
No, I'll cut their ankles if they do anything wrong, but for now, we should tread safely.
Agreed.
Fine, you guys can give them the gold, but I keep the clothes.
You can have all the clothes in the building.
Oh yay! I mean, come on, look at these shorts and this cute little top. Don't they look cute together?
As she's
Yes.
pulling out like a regal freaking dress and a shawl, essentially. Something
Yes,
that looks
that's
like it
wonderful.
belongs on the richest, most famous person in the world.
Wrath goes back to what he was doing and gives her that not even looking.
And Pius and Wrath, the two of you also kind of just remember the whole clothes thing with Pixie. And you realize that some of these are Giuseppe's. Like, wearing them in public, it would be noticeable.
Pius just gives Wrath like a knowing look.
Wrath just shrugs.
Maybe we should count out all the gold and see how much there is. And if there's enough, maybe we could take more than a third.
Maybe.
Possibly.
I guess it depends on how much is there.
Yeah, let's see how much, I suppose.
Okay.
So I'm typing up
It's
all of the freaking loot right now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
371, 372.
4 hours later.
And
Shit, I lost count again.
735,697.
1 million.
Oh damn, I lost count. Wrath, could you help me with this?
Shit,
Stop
now I
looking
lost
this
count.
focus.
Oh no.
Oh, we're gonna be all
One,
late.
2,
Did this
10,
pile have 100,000 or did that pile have
No, we're
100,000?
separating them by 100,000. So every pile on this line should have 100,000.
Oh, yes,
So-
but that one, oh god.
So it is going to take you, like, the entire rest of the day and either go without sleep tonight or spend another, like, 4 or 5 hours to count and catalog absolutely all the loot in this place between the coins, the weapons, the armors, the medals. It is going to be a long haul thing for you guys to actually catalog it and know the actual numbers on everything.
All right, we work in shifts, okay?
Oh god. Doesn't Pius have like a scanner or something?
No, not
Just
anymore.
stare at it really hard. Maybe your eyes will do something.
Okay, hold on. Let me try this.
And
I'm
a little bit of
imagining
steam comes out of his
the,
ears and some sparks.
I'm imagining the Puss in Boots like movie with Death, like with the dog trying to do the cute cat face, like his eyes about to bulge out and explode.
Yeah.
Now, as a plus, I won't make you do all of the ritual castings at 10 minutes each for all those weapons and armor. It becomes apparent fairly quickly how to divide them. But I've already sent it in Highroad rewards for all of what you found. But for the stream, there is 6,843 platinum, 79,328 gold, 943,831 silver, 5,623,264 copper, 134 pounds of iron ingots, 148 pounds of steel ingots, 99 pounds of Damascus ingots, 220 gold pieces worth of tetracite, 300 gold pieces of tetracium, 54 gold of tetra oil, 93 plus 1 weapons, 32 plus 2 weapons, 17 plus 1 armors, and 8 plus 2 armors.
All right, y'all. This is my proposition. You can take it or leave it. I'm making this fucking simple. You ready for it?
Ready.
We take 4,000 platinum pieces, 20,000 gold pieces. We give him all the rest of this bullshit. We keep the Damascus tetrasite, tetracium, and we can give him the tetrol. I already have a bunch of it if we need it.
Hey.
If anyone wants a +2 weapon or armor, you take it, and we give them everything else.
Does this armor actually? I'm looking for a specific armor that matches my, face. My face.
It is all plain steel. Every last one of them. Well,
Oh,
not every last one. Like hide ones are just plain hide. No dyes, nothing special. It's all very plain looking.
Like no, facial expression armor. That's
Nope,
bullshit.
none of that.
It's gonna throw off my shield to the T.
Well, I agree with this, Wrath. I think that's a great plan.
We take the majority of the money just in platinum. They don't necessarily know how much platinum was in here, and we're giving them like 50, 60,000 gold. So I think, maybe just the amount of other coin will do it for them.
I think that's pretty solid.
Yeah, on top of all the metals and weapons and armor, yes.
I don't have to give up the clothes. That's for one thing. So,
Oh yeah, I didn't actually tell you how much of those there are. Yes, I did. 50 of each. 50 male, 50 female.
and the sheets.
Yes. And you get to keep all of your clothing.
Yay!
So every piece of clothing is valued at 1,000 gold to purchase, so you could sell them for like 500 each.
That's pretty solid.
With the exception of the 10 Giuseppes in there. The 10 Giuseppes have a value of like 80,000 each.
Ooh.
But Patches already said he refuses to buy Giuseppes because it's impossible to sell them.
He needs to work on his marketing.
What if we created a market for them?
Hey.
I mean, there already is amongst the nobility. Giuseppes are very well known, which is why it's so hard to sell them secondhand. You buy them directly from Giuseppe.
What if we undercut the shit out of them? And sold them, we've come across a few of these already, right? If we keep gathering them and we sell them at cheap as fuck prices to common folk, can you imagine the outrage?
Ooh, I smell the market.
Yes.
Great.
You know what? I'm totally for this. We should call Patches and tell him exactly what we're going to do.
No.
And that would
We
be
should.
You mentioned Patches, and all of you notice Patches behind her, just kind of crossing his arms and looking at her with a strong look of disgust on his face.
Hey, it wasn't my idea.
She says a lot of weird
It
things.
literally was.
No,
Hey.
No, yes, you're right.
Sure.
I thought she was talking about telling Patches was her idea. I thought that's
Right.
yes.
Twilight, of course, it gets the impression that, oh shit, Patches is behind me, isn't he? When you guys start talking about him. And he just kind of, I'm not going to tell you what you can and cannot do. I'm not your mother. But you can at least leave me out of it when it's something like this.
Ooh.
Ever heard of guilty by association?
That's my point.
Yeah, we're stuck with her too, so yeah, that's right.
I love you guys.
How much to sell her, Patches?
Ooh,
That'd be a good idea.
Unfortunately, the only people that still sell and buy within the human market are the drow. And I do not like doing business with them.
Well, if you hear from them, could you send them our way? Just for a quote.
Say.
Maybe
If I'm ever in the Underdark and you're still alive, I will.
What would the quote be? How much?
We'll find out. Thanks, Patches.
Yeah.
And thus he fades away again, clearly not interested in human trafficking.
Oh. So we found this part we're gonna sell off. We're gonna trade in Twilight too. Yeah, that's the agreement.
Hey.
No, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Valuable to the ranch hand. Seemed to like her a lot.
Oh, that's
Yes.
true.
Yes. Oh my.
I think we're getting ideas here.
You could be around animals all the time, and you get fed. It's great. You should go do that for the rest of your life.
Nah, you guys kind of need me, I think. And plus, you would be lost
You would be lost.
without me.
We would be lost.
Yeah.
Are you sure about that?
Twilight, what direction are we supposed to be heading?
North.
Oh, she got that right. Whoa.
Yeah, currently it is north.
I wasn't expecting that. Well, shit.
Pius just looks at his hands in shock.
What was it? North or northeast?
Northeast is the overall, but north is the
Yeah.
current direction.
I think I need to lie
North,
down.
but then we'll actually.
Yeah,
I'll explain it to them in such terminology that it confuses the hell out of them.
It won't confuse any of them because they're used to maps, compasses, and directions, but it is eerie the fact that she knows so much technical jargon involving travel.
I need a moment. I'm gonna lay down outside next to the hermit.
You're gonna go southwest.
Well, I think we all need to rest after how long we've been up counting this fucking money.
Yes, you're right. I'll go find a place out in the pasture or something.
We have got to do something about this, Pius.
What do we do?
I don't know.
It's fine. Like, I haven't
all put it back on.
No, I've grown quite accustomed to this.
All right.
It's okay. I have a new routine. I sing myself to sleep.
Yeah, but like, what if something happens? We have demons after us, after all.
No, don't worry about that. I'll scream.
Besides, no, he's fine. He's like an alarm. They want me, remember?
He has to go so far away that we want to hear him scream.
They want Tempest and Twilight. They want to kill Twilight specifically. As a plus, 300 feet's not that far.
Yeah, you can still hear someone scream from there. It might be muffled, but...
Scammer alert! Scammer alert! Ban!
Get away from here! Who wants to kill me?
The demon.
What a sweet name for a website, too. That's cringe.
Cringe, scammer. Cringe.
Yeah, the only worries are me and Twilight.
Right.
You know.
You
Kind
know
of.
what?
Is
I
there really worry with her?
I worry about you a lot, Tempest. I honestly do.
That's funny. I don't worry about a lot of things, really. Stare.
I stare back with one eye open.
What are you doing?
I'm staring.
You look like you're twitching. Is there something in your eye?
Yeah, I think there might be a little bit of a fur in it.
Good luck with that. Turns away.
Pius,
Yeah.
how long do you need to sleep? Or I guess it would be how long we need to sleep, right? It's just the fact that you're around.
I think it's like 4 hours.
Yeah, but it would be us, right? Or am I
It's
thinking
so
backwards?
Pius is 6 for a long rest. You guys are 8 for a long rest. If you take too many 6-hour long rests, like shortened ones, it will start to wear on you with exhaustion. And you all currently have one of those already.
What?
What I'm trying to, what Raph is contemplating is it the fact that Pius is around that we can't get a long rest, or the fact that Pius can't get a long rest around us?
You guys can't get one around him.
Around him. Gotcha.
Yep. He is the source of the problem. Well, his equipped items.
We've been fine so far.
We should probably worry once we actually leave this valley. Then it'll get dangerous.
Maybe.
That's true.
So,
Hey,
Pius, you do think about the fact that, like, the last night you slept near Misfeth and Ulvuk to convince them that the Dragon Horde treasure was cursed, and you have now not slept near them, so they got a good night's sleep around that same treasure.
oh
Alright,
shit.
go back.
Damn it. Well, maybe once you sleep around it, the curse goes away. After the first time, they won't believe that shit.
Probably.
Even if it were the truth, that just means that it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Can we set up camp?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll go. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night,
Hey,
Pius.
since the hermit is knocked out,
Sure.
maybe you could take him with you and see if you can wake him up.
I think we better just leave him alone for now. He needs time to recover, and I'm afraid to move him, honestly. He'll
I'm
be fine.
curious about something. Pius, where are you sleeping tonight?
Somewhere out there, 300 feet away from you all.
Okay. You mind if I join you?
Sure. Are you positive?
I have an idea.
Okay. I like your ideas.
So I'm gonna go to wherever Pius is sleeping.
So once you all actually head out from the castle and you head out, like you've been in there long enough, the hermit's awake again and he's just kind of sitting there like he was last time with his arms around his knees, just looking at the ground dejectedly because he's just been out here alone this whole time.
Hey, buddy, you're awake! And I just give him a big hug.
Thank you. And he kind of wraps his arms around you.
Aww. How you feeling?
Well, mostly confused, but yeah, just confused.
Do you know why you can't go in this temple?
No idea.
Well, let me explain. Maybe, I want to share with you what I found in the castle or the temple, and maybe you might have an idea about this journal. Would you mind reading it and seeing if anything stands out to you?
Okay.
Thank you.
Dice rolls.
Before we leave the area, Wrath kind of pats his clothing down. Oh, I forgot something. I'll be right back. And he goes back in, and he makes his way towards those pedestals.
The pulpit's on the second floor?
Yeah.
Okay. And what do you do there?
He's just gonna stand in silence and kind of take the room in for a minute. And then he's gonna cast a 4th level shatter on the pulpits.
What is the DC?
20.
They take half damage.
They take half damage?
Unless shatter is none on a save. They got a 22 on the con save. And I do need to know the damage.
So, if it's a creature, it has disadvantage on the throw if it's made of an inorganic material.
Has advantage?
No, it has disadvantage. If it's a creature made of an inorganic material, yes.
Okay, let me roll that again then. Double 22.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, damn. It's only 9 points of thunder damage. Non-magical item. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. Never mind. Forget I said anything.
So you do notice that it kind of cracks, the wood splintering slightly, pieces falling off. But the way the pieces fall off seem to be very similar to if you were peeling flesh off of a creature with a potato peeler or something. Although it does appear to be inorganic material all the same.
Not understanding at all what he's looking at, he's going to take his sword out and just try and stab one in the center.
Okay, roll to hit. AC 20.
24.
24. Give me the damage.
13 points of piercing.
Okay. As your blade goes through it, you all hear this, even outside. With a psionic screech of pain rings through your head. And, Wrath, you notice that the pulpit itself seems to kind of shift and puddle down to the ground, limp.
Wrath kind of backs up from it, one hand still clutching the sword, the other kind of shielding as if he's gone blind, his eyes from this psychic screen. Kind of just takes it in. It's just a puddle now?
It still looks like the pulpit, but if it were made out of a flexible material.
Kind of squints his eyes at it. watches it for a minute, does it move at all?
No.
He's gonna stab it again.
No need to roll as the pulpit is now dead.
Okay. So he stabs and nothing happens this time. He looks up at the other pulpit. And then in his hand, the sword just catches with a green flame. And he's gonna fucking stab at that one too.
Alright. Roll that to hit.
Sword.
Is he stabbing at it or slicing
Oh.
it?
Stabbing.
That's only a 17.
So, I mean, you make contact with it, but it doesn't drive in.
The fuck is this? I mean, he's just gonna keep trying. He was here to destroy these, and they've turned
Okay.
into something very strange.
Give me one more attack roll. On a 20, it only takes you 2 more attacks. 15 to 20, it takes you like a minute or so. 10 to 15, it takes you like 5. And below 10, it takes you 10.
So he's stabbing at it for a minute or so. Then I rolled a 19.
Okay. How many of you all were waiting at the door for him?
Pious would have.
I'm with the hermit, so I'm not really paying much attention.
Well, that means you're still at the door. Captain, were you waiting, or were you heading back to the instant fortress?
Yeah, let's send back to the Instant Fortress.
Okay, and Tempest, what about you?
Oh, I definitely heard that scream. My ears twitched, so I stopped.
Okay. Captain, you are the only one that does not have to make this roll. Everybody else, wisdom save. DC 15.
Oh,
What's wisdom?
Wyndham.
wisdom. I need a wisdom save.
Oh, holy shit! I didn't know.
21.
Good.
15.
15.
Beautiful.
Unfortunately, you got to beat the DC. Because the aggressor wins the ties.
Uh-oh.
Twilight got a 21, Tempest got a 17. You all hear the psionic scream in your heads again. Wrath, you're the only one that this actually, like, really affects. As you start seeing flashes of memory, so to speak. The way you're seeing them is odd, though, because it's not like seeing with your eyes or even echolocation. It's like just this preternatural sense of all the energies around you. For anyone that's seen That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime, it's like the magic sense that Rimuru gets near the beginning. And you can see people kneeling in worship in this room, and the gnome man standing on a like stool of sorts so he can actually reach the pulpit as he's giving this sermon of sorts over it. And you can't hear anything, though, as this is happening. But it's kind of, the scene shifts again, and now it's just him and what appears to be a mage kind of standing in the room, and they're clearly talking. There's this very serious look on their faces as they look around at the various statues with concern. You can tell you're looking at all this through the perspective of that pulpit that you just killed. As if it's been sentient this entire time. Before it kind of flashes back and you're now standing there over the corpse of an inanimate object.
Are we seeing this or hearing this, or what did you say we're doing with it?
Only Wrath saw that vision. Everyone else should just hear that psionic scream in your head a second time.
Wrath,
Are you okay, Wrath?
what happened?
Voices. Keep them down.
Oh, sorry. Wrath, what
Are
happened?
you okay, Wrath?
Yeah, I'm fine. I came back to destroy these. I didn't feel right leaving a false idol. Something happened. They were sentient somehow. One of them showed me flashes of possibly the past here. He's gonna quickly scan the different statues to see if maybe he notices any change from that memory to now.
So, for those of you that ran up there, as Wrath kind of like started explaining all of this, Pious, you're the only one that understands him because he's talking in Gnomish right now.
So basically, I'm just sitting there nodding as if I do know what he's talking about, even though I don't.
Yeah, basically.
Wrath.
What? Hold on, I just need to look through these.
No, you're speaking Gnomish, my friend.
I don't speak Gnomish. I speak Draconic and Primordial and Common, of course.
Then why are you speaking to me in Gnomish?
Kind of pauses. Does he realize it at this point?
Yes, you do. And as you kind of start to think about it and notice it, the knowledge that was there causing you to speak it kind of starts to fade away.
Okay, he quickly, in that the language, as quickly as possible, before it fades, describes everything he saw in that vision to you, Pius. Just like frantically, doesn't make a whole lot of sense. There's a lot of like disconnection because he doesn't explain like transitions very well, but he just blurts it all out at you just in case there's some detail in there.
My gods.
And as far as the statues, they still look the same as they did at that time.
Okay.
The room is definitely cleaner in like that vision, but otherwise the room basically just looks the same. I want you to give me an insight check, though, for one thing in the room that you may or may not have noticed.
Okay.
You want me to do that too, or just them?
Just Rat.
Ooh, 23.
In this vision, where the other pulpit stood was a gnome, not a pulpit.
I think I just murdered someone.
Well, surely they weren't really a person anymore, right?
Wrath turns and looks down. Do they both look the same in death?
Yes, they both look like just those pulpits still. You are free, Pius and Wrath, the two of you. You are free to make a knowledge check if you want to try figuring this out.
I would love to do that.
What type of knowledge?
I'd like to do history since I have plus 12, but let me see here.
You think about the history, maybe I'll think about the arcana of transforming a gnome into a pulpit.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I
25.
understanding any of this yet, or still no?
Still no, but they're still talking in gnomish. What do you get, Wrath?
18.
18. Okay, Pius, your 25 is good enough since history was a higher DC than Arcana. That 18 is enough as well. There is a spell it's high level stuff, but it's common enough that spellcasters kind of know about it because there's a lesser version. True Polymorph. It can turn objects into people, people into objects, people into other types of people. It can literally change anything into anything else. That normally has a time limit, but there's an exceptionally high level ability amongst wizards specifically. It's similar to enchantment that can make a magical effect permanent. And that's the only reasonable way you can think of this, is someone used True Polymorph on them and then made that spell permanent.
Yeah, I think I just murdered someone. I might be sick.
No, Wrath, it's okay. Think about it this way. You saved them, in a way, from eternal anguish.
Pius, one of them has been dead for less than a minute.
3 by 5.
Okay, I'll do the thing.
So, of course, burn the diamond for that.
Mhm.
But you do notice when you cast it, it kind of starts like wiggling and moving until it's upright again, and then seems to take that solid form again of the pulpit.
So it
Now
becomes
what?
human?
No, it's a pulpit still. Now what?
Does anyone have Dispel Magic?
I
Okay, unfortunately you'd be unaware of the full situation at the moment, so that doesn't help. Dispel Magic can end permanent effects still, because it can end the permanence itself.
Wrath will turn to the group. Can anyone dispel a magical effect?
can.
You want to try?
Sure. What am I dispelling?
The thing that makes this gnome a pulpit.
The actual gnome?
That's a gnome, yes.
It looks a little tall.
Twilight, just cast the goddamn spell.
Okay, cast it. God. Hey, I'm casting it.
Alright, so that is a d20 plus 12 for you.
1d20 plus 12.
Bless you.
Yep,
Bless you.
because that is your spell
Alright.
attack is a plus 12.
After the third sneeze, you have to start paying me to say bless you.
What, bless you?
The
God,
first two are free.
All right,
It's my
so
fur. I'm allergic.
Oh yes, that's fine.
so 23 is high enough to end the permanence, and because the original spell would be past its timer, it does end. Now you have a gnome just kind of standing there.
Hey, Harry, how are you?
He's just kind of like confused, looking at his hands as they go from like facing upward to his palms facing down, and he is shaking, like violently shaking almost.
Oh, come
Yeah.
here.
You're all right, friend. We
Twilight, do you have a good berry? Oh wait, no, I have the good berries. Hold on. Wrath will hand over a few good berries.
He took the good berry ring while you were unconscious and hasn't given it back.
I know this is a lot to take in right now, but everyone you used to know is dead.
And long gone.
Like super dead. You're totally alone in the world right now.
I would expect that. I've been standing there for 130 years. How do I walk? I don't remember.
You should probably sit down. Maybe lay down.
Yes.
You see him kind of like look down and look up, and he doesn't even seem to remember how to just sit.
Wrath reaches down and picks him up by his arms. Relax your body. And he'll lay him on the ground.
I was going to do something similar by like just poking him on his chest so he just falls backwards, but that's much better.
So as you kind of like move him and such, and he starts to get the whole relax his body down, and he can kind of like malleably move at least. Like he's sitting down now, but his legs are like just straight out from him on the ground as he's like lowering his arms slowly.
Oh, poor guy.
Well, I guess the first order of business is, what is your name?
Harry.
Did you just say Harry?
Yes, his name is Harry.
Harry Henderson.
Yes.
He kind of like looks around, looks at you. My name is... It started with a G, I think.
Garrett.
Gil.
Gomi. Gus.
Oh, Gus. Yeah, that's a good one.
You know what? Gus is good enough. It's not like my name matters at this point.
Perfect, then I can call you Harry.
That sounds dirty.
Oh,
Actually,
boy.
Dirty Harry's a pretty good play.
Yeah, let's call him Harry.
Look, whatever your name is, I was just trying to be cordial. Do you remember anything about this place?
The master wasn't a very kind person. He thought anyone but beneath his position was worth nothing more than possessions. No respect for human life.
Whew, that's a buzzkill. Listen, Harry, I mean, Mr. Gnome.
Yeah.
It's okay. You take your time. We can talk about this later. Maybe if you get some sleep, you'll your memories will come back. Maybe.
Maybe. How do you sleep?
Oh, dear Lord.
I've been conscious for 130 years.
I'm speaking to Wrath and Draconic. I believe he's gone insane.
Oh yeah, he was a pulpit for a long time, in case you missed that. I would be insane too.
Well, yes, I realize that. But...
You notice he kind of like, while you're having this little moment, like he looks up towards the statue of Cosmos. Meredith?
Are the rest of these things people also?
Yes.
Holy shit.
It was... the master found a book and got so much worse than he was before.
Okay. This is fucking hell. This is going to take some time.
Twilight, how many of those spells can you cast?
I think if I got a short rest, I could actually cast them all.
Spell magic. Is that second or third? It's third.
We need to cast this thing 28 times.
Oh, sweet heavens above.
Okay. I think I can do that.
Let's see. I don't see the spell magic in your list. I must
It's
actually...
a third level spell.
Third level spell. So that is 5 per day. So she can do it 4 more times before the short rest, before the long rest.
You know what?
Patches,
Yes.
How many times are you cast it? 28?
I have a question for you. Since you're so opposed to human trafficking, how do you feel about human furniture?
I mean, if they were a corpse first, it's a little more ethical. Kind of like the undead situation in the Amorphous Castellum.
That's a fair
But these are clearly living people.
Yes.
I do
How
have
about
a
you-
business to run. I'm willing to
Right,
give you a
right.
bulk discount.
That's all I'm asking.
Let's see. Twilight should be able to do 4, and you said you need 28?
In
Or...
total, yes.
Let's see. Third level spell scroll. How much is a third level spell scroll? Which rarity is that?
I have a question since I've heard you guys talk about this.
At this point, you're back in common, at least. What is this question? As Patches is
How come
calculating.
everybody else is discounts Patches but me?
Because what you want is inane and weird. This is a service to humanity. Consider it my good deed for the month.
Oh, okay.
So let's see. Uncommon, 250, 125. That is 62 gold per. Discounted 30 gold per. So 30 times 24 is 240.
612? No. Is that right?
It ends in a 0. Still.
Hey, can I
Calculate.
interrupt?
30 times 24. 720 gold.
Easy enough.
Hey, may I interrupt for a second? I think I have an idea.
Sure. What's up?
Instead of using your gold, I have a plot point, and I wonder if I can use that plot point to be able to cast this spell more often than not.
Or maybe like a mass dispel?
Yeah.
You could, but that would only be enough for the one room. But you found a whole shitload of magical loot around here.
Right.
Plot point and say that there were enough dispel magic scrolls here in the loot. That
That'll
you
work.
notice them now because of the pulpits falling. They fell out of the pulpit.
Okay.
So burn your plot point, and you have found enough spell scrolls to do this.
Thank you.
Amazing.
I was hoping you wouldn't notice, but it is what it is. You don't get a plot point for that. If you use a plot point, you don't get one.
Oh, okay. So I think I'm down to 0 now.
I believe so.
Unless if I got a plot point last week, did I?
No, you did not.
For the mole rat?
That was good, but not good enough.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I can cast it because it is a wizard spell.
Yes, Pius can cast it, Wrath can cast it, Twilight can cast it, so between the lot of you, it doesn't take a long time to dispel them all. The longer part is trying to explain to them all how to do things like sit down. As you're kind of like lifting them and setting them all in a big, like, survivors meeting, like group therapy all of a sudden. And of course, as you cast each one of the spells and they're reverting from statue form, they're not like turning into a human living version of the statue. They're all turning back into gnomes.
They're turning into what?
Gnomes. This was
Oh,
clearly a
no.
gnome village at this point. And you can tell from their garb that they were all, like, servants. They definitely weren't nobility, mages, priests, anything like that. They were just common folk.
How's their clothing holding up? Has it aged at all?
No, it has not, because it has not been in the form of their clothing this entire time.
Amazing.
Is this their home?
I
Yes,
think they worked here.
they used to live in this village prior to what
No, I
happened.
meant the castle. Is the castle their home?
You get the gist that some of them were servants. They lived in the servant quarters downstairs, but some of them weren't. They were just people in the village.
Okay, I know this is all very jarring for all of you. My name is Pius. I'm your new god. It's nice to meet all of you. If
You see a couple of them immediately clasp their hands as if in prayer, and you can hear them muttering, "Oh, great Pius."
What, Wrath?
Come on now.
Fine. I'm just kidding. I'm not a god. Maybe. Listen,
We're not sure yet.
Yes, it's still up in the air. Anyway, so, yes, welcome back to your castle. Well, I guess you never left, did you? I'm terrible at these things, forgive me.
We have a giant problem, and I mean that in the literal sense. Your village has been taken over by giants.
For the most part, they're all kind of in stunned awe about just not being statues anymore.
Maybe we should give them some time.
I'm not sure we have time. What do we tell the giants? Well, hey, we got you a population of gnomes now. Thanks, bye.
Thanks, man.
Well, I mean, if they can work and produce value, they're welcome in the village.
They can't right now.
No, we're not gonna have them work. That's
Honestly,
just,
We're dumping 30 refugees on these people's doorstep. I don't know if they'll take too kindly to that.
oh my god.
They might eat them too. That's another problem.
Yeah, that's definitely an issue.
You say this and then realize, no, that's a Captain Flowers thing. Giants don't normally eat people, despite all the horror stories that people tell around campfires. It's the whole cannibalism thing. They're more civilized than that.
I've been around flowers too much. Okay, well, none of you go outside yet. I know you're probably really excited for that. But
You see
need to
many
come
of
up
them
with a plan
shaking their
first.
head no.
Oh my goodness.
Wait,
Can I do
what?
something really quick, guys?
As you say, don't go outside, I'm sure you're excited, a bunch of them start shaking their head no and look even more scared at the idea of going outside.
Yes, stay in here for now. We'll come up with a plan to make everything better.
I have
Hopefully.
a plan.
What's your plan?
I just start dumping out my whole fucking barrel of all my clothes that I just found, and I kind of just, after I get done, I'm just kind of saying, okay, guys, hop in the barrel, let's go.
What?
You're going to put these gnomes who have been stationary for 100 fucking years in a
Yes,
barrel.
we're gonna get them out of here.
Do you have a plan B?
I mean,
And by plan B, he means plan A.
Yes,
Tempest,
a better-
you've
a
been
better plan.
Yeah, Tempest, you've been here this whole time, obviously, because of the psionic stream, and you came upstairs too. And that snack bag of yours tends to make people at least feel a little better when they're having a little bit of a madness problem.
Alright, I'll start doing rounds.
can I have one?
You get yours when I get to you.
You start the circle to make sure Twilight's last.
Yes.
Rabbit, thank you.
And you kind of have to explain to them, they need to reach into the bag and pull it out. And you do see a variety of things, like steamed fish and sweet sticky buns, and one of them is just literally cooked beef, not even a steak, it's like ground beef, just cooked. You see a lot of different things. One of them's pulling out, quite a few of them, though, they pull out sashimi and sushi and that sort of thing.
Damn, they're getting fancy up in here.
Well, you know what they say about not eating for 150 years. You get hungry.
What? Is that what they really say?
I'm paraphrasing, of course.
Since most everyone at this table at least has some knowledge of Japanese culture, items, apparel, it's about the time you recognize that most of them are in more traditional Japanese style clothing, like kimonos and things as well.
You mean the gnomes?
Yes, the gnomes. Gnomes' most equivalent culture to the real world is Japanese, in my world.
Well, what's the plan, y'all? Do we talk to the giants?
No,
And
I don't think the giant should know anything about them. So I honestly think we need to try to hide them and get them the hell out of here.
I have a suggestion.
what's that?
Yes. No, we're not going to eat them.
We'll get to that later. With as much trouble as these guys have been having, no doubt they're going to have more trouble later when we leave. This is basically a whole new workforce for them. A win-win on both parts, essentially.
Yeah, but how long before they're on their feet and able to actually work?
Well, I mean, the Giants aren't exactly brutes. I'm sure they do their part to help them get up to speed, and then everyone's kind of working together in unison. Can have hope in the situation anyway.
I mean, logistically, for like housing and everything, the castle actually is a perfect fit for them at the moment.
Let them settle and get used to movement again.
Let's ask them what they want. Do they want to stay here and work? Because apparently they're kind of afraid to go outside at this point.
It's been over 100 years, and it's their home.
Well, yeah. Hey, Gil, or, Gus, do you want to stay here and work, or would you rather try to relocate and make your home someplace else?
And so at this point, with them like eating their snacks and everything, most of them have at least calmed down for the most part. And Gus is like, I was a bookkeeper before, and logistically, I think the easiest thing would be if we try to work with the giants and integrate. The Highroad is quite a distance to the next village. At least it was back then. I'm sure it's not any easier now.
Do you know what the next
Well, I
village
mean,
is down the
we're
road?
going to our next town. If you want to come with us and relocate there, and maybe there might be something better for you.
So the next village over was, I don't remember how many miles. It was quite a distance. We weren't on good terms with them, so unless things have changed and they're more open to gnomes, it probably would be bad for us to go.
Okay, so you vote staying here. Okay. As I'm just kind of now shoving everything back into my barrel, fiercely and kind of just staring at them, going, "Fucking waste of my time."
Don't mind her. She's
I
possessed.
mean, you assumed they would hop in the barrel before you even asked them.
So the statue that was Cosmos did turn into a female gnome, and at this point, Gus and that gnome Meredith, they are like holding each other as well at this point.
Oh, they're married.
Bonus points to you guys. The dragon doesn't exist anymore.
Well, not here anyway.
Yeah.
One of them does go, oh, I guess that is good news. Two good things today. Yay! That's a start.
Absolutely.
Well, I think our mission here is done. The ultimate treasure, civilization.
Hmm.
No, we should hurry up. Wait, is it late?
It's about noon, and you're all pretty damn tired since not noon. It is about 4 a.m. currently.
So yeah, I'd say big success, but we should totally get some rest before they start looking like small chicken nuggets to me.
Absolutely.
Snack bag! I didn't get my snack.
Oh, all right. Wrath, are you still going to come with me?
Yes, please.
So yeah, you all finish heading for the instant fortress, so you can go to bed for the night. The hermit crawls up on top of the fortress instead of going inside, and sits on the roof, flipping through that journal for the night. Raph, Pius, the two of you are the only ones that would be aware he did that, because you can see him from the position you guys are at. Raph, you wanted some alone time with the Pius.
Yeah, so I'm gonna set up just so we'll still be separated, but I have an idea because this dome that I'm about to create is not supposed to allow magical effects in or out. So I really just want to test it to see if it works with this magical effect or not.
What is this dome?
Liamon's tiny hut, because I took it as a ritual from Nick before he left.
Second level spell?
Yeah, I think it is.
Regardless, actually, it doesn't really matter what level spell at the moment, because I know it's not like 9. It's not a high level. It doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, you can feel that the magical effect is dampened, but not enough to neutralize it. Which kind of makes sense, since the magic is a divine artifact. It's above even most normal artifacts.
Okay. I'll just take the point of exhaustion then.
Alright. Yeah, you guys can get your sleep. You get moving around noon.
Before I go to bed, may I do something?
Only if it's very short.
I want to talk to one of the gnomes to Gus and his fiance about
We went from wife to
trying to
fiance.
get-
Next is girlfriend.
girlfriend, I guess.
Oh, then I guess we're gonna
about-
move to fuck buddies. Yeah.
I mean, is he a or not? I think he's like girlfriend.
You're talking to Gus and Meredith. That's what you're
Yeah,
doing.
are
So.
they a couple?
Are they what?
Are they a couple?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, then I would like to get some feedback and see if they can help me resolve an issue with the giant and his relationship, and see if they would be able to communicate the love language, and see if we can bring the giant and his girlfriend back together.
I want you to roll a D100 for me real quick. There is a 5% chance that Meredith is a couples counselor. Which just it makes, if she is, then no rolls after that. Okay, she's not a marriage counselor, so there will be a roll involved. But she is willing to attempt to help. Her and Gus are willing to help with that endeavor.
Thank you. Let's try doing this tomorrow, but I'm gonna go to bed since I appreciate the help.
Okay. Yeah, okay, so it's about noon. You guys are all waking up now.
Well, that didn't work. Did you get your rest, Bias?
Yes, I did. Sorry. Whew.
Oh, he's doing out there, buddy.
I'm sorry you didn't get your rest, Wrath.
Oh, that's okay. I had some time to think about why this didn't work.
Well, I have faith. I'm sure there's a way to do something, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see. We should go join the others.
Yes.
Sure.
Morning, evening, whatever it is.
The afternoon.
It's high noon.
Who the hell's the cowboy?
I thought that was the hermit.
Oh, hello.
Hermit?
Fuck off, please.
Oh, I figured you'd want to know what was in the journal. But I'll save that for another time when you're ready.
Damn, Bias.
No, sorry, I didn't mean you. I meant the cow. Wait, where'd he go?
where you thought you saw a cowboy is just our little friend Jeff floating there.
Maybe I didn't get good enough sleep as I thought. So, I suppose we are done here.
Oh, we gotta go turn in all this treasure.
No,
yes.
I'm going
Yep.
to take the two gnomes, and I'm going to. I asked them to help me with one little task, and they said yes. So I'm going to do that now.
Okay, well, while you do that, we'll go turn in the treasure and try and convince these giants to keep the gnomes, I guess.
So,
And open Highroad.
But leave the clothes.
okay, so it is about an hour from the instant fortress to like the castle. They're far enough apart, so it's gonna be a 2-hour round trip for you, Twilight. Where everyone else, it's like a 10-minute walk over to Ulvuk and Misfeths.
That's fine.
So, Tempest and Captain Flowers, Wrath and Pius are clearly going to go turn in this quest and have that conversation. But what about the two of you? Oh, Tempest and Captain don't know what they're doing.
Oh no, I thought it sounded like you like grouped us all together. In
No,
that.
Wrath and Pius are going to go for sure. Captain and Tempest, you two.
Oh, I'm going
I need to
with
know what you're doing. Okay, you're going to go with Captain?
He's gonna. Captain Flowers. He's looked up a couple things. since all this was going on, he's going to be working on making the black pudding into a sludge for a magic brooch that he's going to be working on.
Okay, what is this item, like, out of game, that you were trying to make?
A brooch of shielding.
For acid resistance, huh? No. I'll look up Brooch of Shielding later. It'll take... we got time to deal with that. So,
Resistance to force damage and immunity to damage from magic missile spell.
okay, yeah, that's right. That's only an uncommon, too, huh?
Yes. Requires attunement.
Yes. Do you have Enchanter's Tools proficiency?
Because I have the leather worker's tools, the smith's tools, these tools, digger tools.
I know you can smith it out. I just need to know whether enchanting... You have proficiency with the Enchanter's Tools?
I have. I don't have proficiency with enchanter's tools.
Okay. Give me an intelligence roll, but you have advantage because you do know how to work with these things.
Oh, good thing I had advantage. Okay, so that was 15.
15. Okay.
The other one was 4.
So it'll take you 3 hours to do the enchanting plus an hour to do the smithing. So it'll take you 4 hours total.
Yeah.
So to the three of you that are heading to Misfeth and Ulvuk, which one are you heading to turn this last quest in? Where is it? Quest potential. Ulvuk is the one that told you about the castle ruins.
Makes sense to go to him.
Yeah.
So when you get there and you knock on his door, you don't get a response.
You okay there, Cap?
It is noon, and you know that they tend to be out and about doing things in the middle of the day. It's kind of their job to oversee the functions of the valley.
They're nearby, giant.
Give me a perception check.
I'm gonna be like, oh, you know where he's at? Exactly. So we're not searching. Perception. I gotta double check that number again before I roll. I can't remember all these things. Why am I blind? There it is.
$27. You hear talking in Misfeth's house.
Well, Misfeth's home. Or someone's there at least.
Patter, patter, patter. Knock, knock, knock. You don't get a response, but as you're standing at the door, you are aware there is a conversation, and more than likely the reason you're not getting a response is because they are prioritizing their conversation. You hear two voices regularly over like the 1 minute here at the door, but you do hear another voice chime in at one point as well. So there's at least 3 people having this conversation.
I want to put my dozier to the door.
It doesn't take you long to figure out that they're having a couples counseling meeting in there right now.
I instantly back away and look at Pius and Wrath.
Yeah, you recognize Gus's voice as well as Misfeth's and Ulvuk's.
Yeah, I think we should come back in a little bit. Maybe like 30 minutes?
I've got time. I'll wait right here.
Guess that works.
Do I hear any of this?
Oh no, you're still on your way over to the castle ruins to find Gus and Meredith, who aren't there.
Wait, are you walking solo or are they?
What?
So am I walking solo or?
Yes, you went by yourself.
I thought I took them with me.
Nope.
No, you
went by yourself.
literally said that you were going somewhere else without us.
Yeah, you said you were going to go get Meredith and Gus, and the rest of them were going to Misfeth and Ulvuk's. You're on your way to the castle, but Gus and Meredith are already at Misfeth's.
Oh. Okay.
So when you finally get to the castle, you're going to realize they already left and were able to identify the house that belonged to the leader because the 2 houses are different from all the rest.
Okay, because I thought you said there was like a marriage counseling thing going on, and that's where I'm confused. So, okay.
Gus and Meredith are already there having this conversation because they didn't need to sleep because they haven't truly been awake for 130 years. Like, they were in a weird in-between state, so they came out of it fully rested.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for clarifying, because I could have swore before I heard my name, but all right, continue.
You did. I said you were still on your way to the castle.
Yeah, no, I thought Tempest heard my voice. That's why I was curious.
No. I might have said your
Okay.
name on accident. I'd be willing to believe.
No, you're good.
But anyways, back on track. You were walking to the castle. Pius is just going to sit at the door. Captain is working on his thing. How about Wrath and Tempest?
I'm just gonna go plop down under a tree. Got some time to kill. Take out a journal, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, Wrath will follow Tempest's lead and go sit down and start drawing on his spellbook, trying to finish it off.
Okay. So it is the majority of an hour by the time that it's done, and you see the door open, and Pius, you're right next to the door. So as Gus and Meredith walk out, they're like, "Oh, hi, how are you doing?"
Good. How are you?
We're not inanimate objects anymore. We're doing great. You know, just like walking and all that. It's like riding a bike. You know, you never truly forget.
Right. I'm not sure how that feels, but I'm happy for you.
Well,
See, because I'm a robot and I was programmed this way, so I literally cannot forget.
fair, I guess.
Sorry, I'm making this weird. Anyway, how
Can't make it any weirder than it started. I mean, we were objects for 130 years. It's hard to get weirder than that.
True, and just so you know, Wrath felt really bad about killing you.
Gus just kind of like gets a look on his face like he was trying to forget that. And he's like, water under the bridge. You know, poor Sora, I mean, is dead, but you know what? If only one of us is dead out of all of us that got turned into things, that's a win.
Right. More like water under the pulpit, am I right?
Misfeth is standing right there, and like she lets out a chuckle. She's like, yeah. Anyways, we've worked out everything with them. We've got a plan. They're gonna scratch our back. We're gonna scratch theirs. You know, more permanent than the agreement we have with all of you, though. I'm guessing you're here to hand over all the treasure from the castle, then?
Yes.
So part of the agreement we've made is we are going to let the gnomes decide to do that. They you know, we're part of the village that was here first. They have just as much claim to this land as we do at this point. And we are going to let them have what is theirs. That is from the castle. That is part of their village's wealth and finances. So they get to keep all that.
You mean we lugged all of that here for just to take it all back?
I mean, you don't have to take it all back. You can leave it here, and they can do with it in their own time what they want to do. I don't want to put you guys out more than you need to.
I was only, kind of kidding, but... right, okay, sweet. So... Great, that's all handled. Any other order of business, anyone?
Actually, we would love to sit down and talk with you. Ulvuk and me, both. I mean, you've dealt with everything here. We need to give you your writ of passage so you can leave the gate, of course. So we'll work on that. But we did want to talk to all of you before you left. Well, maybe not all of you, but you, Dragonborn, and Robot, the two of you are specifically the ones we're going to talk to. You seem like the brains of this group.
Hey, what the hell?
On the contrary, I'm actually quite dumb.
What am I, chopped liver over here?
No, you're a werewolf, I believe.
Oh, I see. I see how it is.
She steps aside so that you can go in. Ulvuk's already sitting at the table, and you can see him writing out on a sheet of paper. He's already writing out your writ of passage.
Yep. Pius is going to walk in and sit down.
Tempest, how about you?
Oh, I'm definitely coming in behind Wrath.
All right. So it takes a little bit to get up onto the chairs. Of course, these are built for giants, but you can get up on them, and if you're standing, you can look over the table.
Hell yeah.
Ulvuk is the one that speaks after everyone sits down. So, from what I hear, your little pink friend there was the one that asked Gus and Meredith to come over here and try to work things out between the two of us. And he kind of pauses for a moment thinking, and Misfeth cuts in. It's like, we've started to repair our relationship. It's not simple enough to just, be done after one conversation, but we really do appreciate that, and we appreciate everything else you've done. You've shown us that homies aren't as bad as we've kind of believed this whole time. You've gone above and beyond helping us. You made connections, whether small and brief at this point, with those of us here, and you even helped all these people that we never would have even known. We would have ended up destroying that castle after you brought back the loot. We would have killed all of those gnomes. So, we are willing, if you can, send back people more in charge of this road, we are willing to work out deals to let them through and such. Mostly the deals are precautionary. We don't want, the homies coming through to cause us problems or for us to cause them problems. It's just logistics.
That's fair.
But
Makes sense.
beyond that, obviously, like we said, we're gonna let the gnomes keep their treasure. At this point, Ulvuk kind of he passes the paper over to Misfeth. Is like, and as far as the other treasure and everything, we're gonna overlook that little lie about it being cursed. All right.
Oh, about that, yes. Adventures are very expensive.
You're right. Resources. Everything takes resources, and I get that. So, to be honest, that was actually don't know how you did it, how you kept us from being able to sleep and seeing those horrific nightmares that first night, but that was incredible, to be completely honest. I mean, if you'd be willing to stick around and, teach our mages some of this sorcery of yours, we would reward you handsomely, but I figure y'all need to get back on the road. You've been here for a few days.
Right, yes. The power does not come cheap. You understand.
Power rarely does.
Maybe after I'm done with my mission on the Highroad.
Y'all are welcome back here whenever you want. All right, the writ of passage we are writing up. We already had our mages look over, put a real basic enchantment on it just to make sure that wear and tear is minimal. This is a lifetime pass through our valley, regardless of the deals we make with anyone. All right, you are always welcome here, and you are always welcome to pass. All right,
That is most generous of you.
it's a drop in the bucket compared to what y'all did for us. All right, the Dragon's Horde and that castle, we have been trying to deal with those for 70 years now. Ever since we moved into this valley, we have been trying to deal with those.
Wow.
And the mines, you just saved us potentially days worth of work trying to get in there and clear that out. I don't even know completely what you did there with the piranha stuff. I wasn't in charge of that. Misfeth was the one who took care of all the stuff for the Clopsum, but you dealt with that problem, and it's been bothering us. We've been having issues with water for a few months because of it, and I mean that fits for the chickens. It's in better condition than when we built it. In all honesty, you've left this place better than it has ever been. Honestly. And he gets up and he kind of moves over towards a desk and pulls open the drawer, and he pulls out a stack of books and puts them in front of you, Wrath. So, we've already discussed, we're not really financial trade and all that. The agreement, we'd pay you in kind. Right here is a full set of books, magical books that are supposed to enhance and make you better. All right? We got one that's going to make you stronger, one that's going to make you faster, one that's going to make you hardier, one make you smarter, one makes you, more charismatic. All right? So those are the rewards for helping us out, and the fact that we're we're not looking for terms and everything else with this deal. We're just going to help make sure that Humies and us can work together outright. But there is one more thing that we'd like to give you, but we can't. So we'll give you information instead. How about that? And then you can choose whether you want to go through it or not.
That sounds fair.
Mm-hmm.
About this time, Misfeth rolls up the paper and hands it to you, Pius.
Thank you.
So it's not like we had great need for this, so we never went out. But legends are legends; they pass around, and we did come across some strange papers and everything when we tore down the village that was here. Everything was rotting. One of those little legends that we happened to find says that along the Highroad, an elven man that stands nearly 20 feet tall, gray skin, wears nothing but a pair of shorts and jackboots, wields a sword made from shadows itself. He allegedly appears on the Highroad up ahead. And apparently, according to this legend, anyone who comes across him and can match him in one-on-one combat, he apparently grants divine blessing to. And allegedly it's in the form of the sword that he wields. But no one's ever been able to best him. That's why we can't give it to you ourselves, of course. We can't give you that sword. We haven't met him, we haven't bested him. But I figured you might want to know. If you want to undertake this trial, you might find yourselves with a very mighty weapon.
Is there a cost for losing?
We didn't get the full legend, so there's no way to tell, honestly.
Pius just looks at Wrath, kind of side-eyeing him, and then looks back.
Wrath is like invested.
Yeah, Pius was trying to gauge Wrath's reaction to see if he wanted to do it too.
Yeah, it's obvious. There's obvious interest.
Now, I think the biggest thing that kind of makes this a legend, it might not even be true, we got a chance to at least, talk about it with the gnomes that were here, Gus and Meredith. I mean, they were part of the people who knew about this legend. Apparently, this man is some type of deity. So, besting him in combat, matching him in combat, even if it's real, might not be something you can do.
It's only one way to find out.
Absolutely. But, you guys are, you can stick around if you'd like. You can leave. It's up to you guys. Our business is done. And again, thank you. Thank you for everything you did.
And thank you for the hospitality you've shown us while we were here.
Yes. It was actually fun. It's nice to see giant people being nice. God, I'm terrible at this.
Ulvuk kind of he lets out a shout. He's like, honestly, all those stories about giants grinding your bones to dust to make your bread and shit, we're the ones that started those. We wanted y'all to leave us alone, so we passed around stories that would make us seem scary. Honestly, we're not the most hospitable to Humies, never have been, but I think that might change.
I hope so. I think everybody could benefit from a mutual relationship.
Yes, the trade here would be vibrant, I assume.
I mean, I know Humies sure do have a lot of uses for diamond. I mean, they're a resource that even us as giants like. We have use of it, so I can only imagine what Humies and their materialistic desires might do with them. So, yeah. Definitely mutually beneficial.
Well, I suppose if there's nothing else, then we'll be on our way, and we wish you the best.
You
We'll be
know,
back one day.
I'll hold you to that. But, Steelman, I got one more thing I think you might be interested in. Obviously, Humies don't necessarily know a lot about us. We've kept it that way on purpose. You want to know the truth about what giants are?
Yes, actually.
There's different kinds of giants. You got your hill giants, your storm giants, storm giants like us, the cloud giants, fire giants. Why do you think we seem to match up to all these different elements?
If I had to guess, you are possibly. Oh my god. Are you all children of Cosmos?
I mean, according to the lore in this world and the creation myth, we're all children of Cosmos. I meant
yes, but
we're
the first.
less human than you'd believe. We're actually elementals.
Oh.
Why do you
Wow.
think all these giant slaying weapons don't tend to do much in fights against us? They're targeting a type of creature that doesn't truly exist.
Huh. Wow, this is quite a revelation.
I thought you might like that.
Yes, it's terrifying and fascinating at the same time. Huh. Oh. Yes, I'm actually speechless.
Alright, well, we're going to say goodbye for now. Misfeth and I need to have a little heart-to-heart real quick. Some alone time to talk. But we wish you the best on your travels.
Thank you. And same to you.
Yes, bye. I love you. Shit.
God damn it, Pius. Let's go.
Misfeth and Ulvuk both kind of like, they let out a chuckle and they're like, both of them in unison are like, we love you too, funny little man.
Oh, you do? Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm going now. Bye.
He kind of just happily skips out of the place.
Wrath just kind of bows and walks out.
Peace sign. Later, guys.
Alright, so y'all are able to head back over to the Instant Fortress. It's been about like an hour, 45 minutes, 2 hours since you left the Instant Fortress to go over there. Twilight, you got over to the castle. You were told that they already left to go talk to Misfeth. You were on your way back. And about like halfway back to the Instant Fortress and Misfeth and Ulvuk, you run into Gus and Meredith, and they kind of like wave at you.
I pop on over there going, whoa, thanks for waiting. I appreciate it. We're
Yeah.
able to get
Y'all had to go to y'all slept. Y'all had to sleep. We didn't, so we just figured we'd get a head start. Hopefully, make it easier on you.
Yeah, wow. This was my quest. You took my tour.
Hey, Misfeth and Ulvuk know that you're the reason we went to talk to them. Okay,
Oh, well,
credit where
thank
credit's
you.
due.
What? Did you get them back together?
They're not back together, but they're talking. They're working it out.
Are you guys helping them work it out, or is it like, okay, well, it's a done deal, and you're just gonna leave them go, or what?
We had a talk, and if they want advice or need any help, they're free to talk to us. We're all gonna, all of us gnomes, we're gonna stay here in the village. We're gonna make that castle our home. We're gonna fix it up, and we are going to live together in this valley with the giants.
Okay, well, do you guys want help fixing it up?
As much as the help would be appreciated, I think you and your friends need to get back on the road.
But they're not ready to leave, especially Pius. He's probably jumping in a big field of hay someplace, just living it up.
Well, I mean, if they are, it's because they're waiting for you. I don't get the feeling that they like to just sit around and do nothing. At least not all the time.
All right, well, thank you so much for your help. I hope it works out for them. It was a pleasure working with you, and thank you so much. I guess I will go find my friends. Hopefully.
You're thanking us. We should be thanking you and all of them. You guys saved us from an eternity of hell as inanimate objects.
Not me. I mean, I didn't really do the saving part, but
I mean, you at least saved me.
yeah, that's true. My little Harry.
He like rolls his eyes just because he's taking the name Gus to heart. But he does walk up to give you a hug.
Oh, and I give him a hug too.
And they say their goodbyes and they keep going to the castle.
So, Let's see. I'm really good with directions. My friends went southeast.
Southwest.
Southwest.
But you know the way back. You know the way back. And you get there maybe 10, 15 minutes after the rest of them.
Hey, you little. How are you doing?
Hey, there you
Took you
are.
long enough.
Where
What
you
can I say? I had to fly the whole way.
You had a fly bothering you the whole way?
Huh?
You had a fly bothering you the whole way?
Yeah.
That's what took you so long?
Yeah.
That's horrible.
Well,
Yeah,
you would think you'd be
really
used to it.
Having to fly the whole way back was just horrible.
Oh,
Oh,
Hello!
Well, we're packing up.
yeah, we're leaving now.
Okay, we're leaving.
Yes,
Does the Giants know?
yes,
Yes.
And they're cool with this?
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
we even have a paper that says so.
Hmm.
You gotta notarize. My
Basically.
name on it?
Nope.
Oh no, you can't leave. Sorry, Twilight.
I mean,
Okay.
the funny part is she could have left at any point just because she can fly.
Me?
Yeah, you could have literally just flown over the gates too high for the Giants to do anything. You could have left at any point and just ignored the party.
I could have. But I decided not to because I had so much fun with the chickens. And I'm milking whatever the hell I milked.
And you also would have died.
Yeah. Slowly.
You guys-
And painfully.
Well, my pain of existence. Let's go! And I'm flying over the fence.
I started
fuck's
struggling.
sake.
Luckily, they are aware that all of you are free to pass even without you showing the writ of passage.
What did you say? You cut out.
Even without that writ of passage, they know that you're allowed to leave, so they don't do anything to you, since you're ahead of everyone else.
Oh, I was just showing off for the group, not the Giants.
How much gold would it take for me to Eldritch Blast her out of the sky?
The hermit just kind of looks at you and is like, I mean, that's up to you how much gold that, we'd have to pay you to do it.
I'll do it for free.
Oh, I can actually afford that.
You hear
No,
yourself,
I won't.
Hermit?
I won't do it. Not yet.
Oh, come on, she hazes and razzes me all the time. It's okay to occasionally poke back.
Yeah, you're right.
I like the way.
He's not being quiet about this, so Twilight, you're like flying overhead and being silly, and you can hear the hermit saying this. Clearly
I just tapped
joking.
my ass and gave it a little butterfly.
Okay, I'm ready to go. We should
This
take a
way.
look at those books when we get a chance.
I stopped in my
plan on
tracks.
it.
Wrath.
Yes.
Speed.
Speed? What?
So out of game, it's one book does strength, one does dex, one does con, one does int, one does wisdom, one does charisma. It's those books that Wrath and Twilight had that Wrath finished reading one. Twilight still has. They're those books.
Oh.
Okay.
Speed.
What, this one? Okay, here you go.
Oh, I've never
Anyone
liked
else
having a
have
book before.
Anyone else have a preference?
Does anyone want the strength book?
I'll take it. No, wait,
How about a
I
big
want
guy?
an intelligence one.
You need wisdom.
Mm-mm. The god in the sky is right.
Captain really needs int because he practically dump statted his main stat.
Hey, leave me alone.
What does he need? What does he need?
Intelligence.
Hey, I'm perfectly fine on my strength and constitution. That's all I need.
Do you want the intelligence book, Captain? If not, I'll read it, honestly.
It'll make you a better enchanter.
I suppose if I want to get better at this enchanting stuff.
There you go.
No, I thank you.
Pius,
Why
you
the
wanted
book?
strength. You want the
Yes.
wisdom book? What do you want? There's wisdom and intelligence, or wisdom and charisma left, I believe.
What's charisma?
Your ability to talk to people.
Sure, I'll take the charisma.
Twilight has a charisma and a wisdom book now currently.
And so do I guess.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Although your charisma book has already lost its magic for 100 years.
Yeah. Right.
Well, Wrath, would you rather have the strength one?
No, honestly, I'd rather not have either of these, but I'd rather one than none, so.
I mean, I
Okay.
wouldn't mind the strength, honestly. I think the strength would be kind of cool.
It would be literally useless for you. No offense.
It's true. You turn into animals, so your strength doesn't matter.
Bench press you?
I can pinch a walnut. Already, without reading the book. Imagine what I could do when I read it.
I'm a little taller than a walnut. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness. I think she needs the intelligent book. Captain!
I'm not giving it back. Sorry.
Oh, too late. Tell you what, Twilight. After I'm done reading it, you can have it. How about that?
Okay. Wait, you
perfect.
even have to read another damn book? It's not just given to us?
No, another gotta read. That
I'll
does
read
leave
that
the
book if you don't.
that does leave the Constitution book unaccounted for currently.
Actually, yeah, I'll take the Constitution if she's taking the charisma.
Okay, so what exactly am I taking? Am I taking the...
You're taking the Charisma book. That's the one you called. Tempest
Okay,
has
so
the Dex book, Pius has the Strength, Captain has the Int, and technically Wrath is holding on to both Wisdom and Constitution currently.
But if someone wants the wisdom, you can have it.
I'll take it if no one claims it. I'll take a freebie.
Wisdom does benefit that,
Sure.
2 levels a monk you have.
Yay! This is more than I've ever had in my possession at once.
I'm going to be able to crush a human skull with my mind.
You see Pius's lights kind of turn a little red, and then there's a little bit of a black tone to it, and then go back to light blue.
I'm really excited.
Pius and say, you know what? That would be awesome if I were human. Joke's on you, pal!
I mean, you are human. That's the broad category for all the humanoid races.
Oh, I thought it was more like I was more of an angel, but okay.
You're half and half, technically.
Oh. So I only do half damage.
That's all I need. Anyway, this is exciting. Okay,
Yes, absolutely.
I'm walking now.
Yes, let's get out of here.
So as you start approaching the gate, the giants up top, they see you, and they just kind of start opening it, so it's fully open by the time you actually get to the gate, and they're kind of throwing, safe travels, y'all,
Thank
as you pass through.
Bye.
I've already passed through kind of a long time ago.
You did fly ahead, and they didn't, greet or anything for you since you decided to just fly over them. But
Who's the asshole now?
as you all pass through the gate, well, not all of you. This doesn't apply to Tempest and Twilight, but Captain Pius and Wrath, a familiar feeling kind of washes over you as you feel more of your latent power return to you. It is time to level up as you pass through the gate and exit town.
Let's go.
Tempest, Twilight, you level up, but it's not like passive memory coming back. For you guys, it's the training you've been doing in your downtime finally kind of kicks in, and you finally figure it out. It just clicks, and you can do the new things.
So what does the level up entail?
Well, for your level of Druid, I don't remember what you get it. It's level 9 now, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I don't remember what level 9 Druid gets, honestly. But,
Okay, well, we can talk about it.
yeah, absolutely. We're at an awesome point to just kind of stop for the night, but we do have half an hour, so we can keep going with the roleplay, and your level up applies next time, or we can just sit here on stream and level up for you guys.
Let's keep going.
Sure.
Dun, 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 dun. I need to get to... Let's see. Does someone want to roll a d5 for me? Or a d4, not d5.
I will.
Whoever gets rolled first.
Somebody else will probably get to for me.
Pius, was that your hit die you rolled?
Sure was.
Dang, sad one. Luckily you have all that con, though. Alright, a 2 on the d4. Awesome. So, let me get the tracker sheet here so I can write down things correctly. It is about 4 p.m. when you actually get out of the village. And it is about 6 p.m. the sun's starting to go down. Obviously, you guys haven't had like a long day or anything, so you're more than free to continue traveling. But more importantly than that is that... Sorry, my brain just started trying to do 4 things at once and I can't handle it. You've got about 8 hours of travel in, over 2 hours. And you can see the sun starting to go down, but you notice something from the sun, as if there are things in the air approaching all of you. But the sun is masking whatever it is.
I'm gonna cast detect magic.
That only works for things within 30 feet of you.
How big's the radiant?
How big's what?
How big's the
radius?
Yeah, radius.
30 feet.
Yeah, the spell only lets you figure out things within 30 feet of you, and they're like hundreds of feet away in the sky towards the sun. Whatever it is that's coming towards you is currently masked by the sun, so you can't even get a good look at them.
What is that? Those?
We should spread out more into the brush, use the shadows, watch each other's backs.
Very
I'm
well.
gonna pull out my diamond.
You're gonna what the diamond?
I'm gonna pull out the diamond and get the sunlight on the diamond to see if it reflects on the whatever it is that's glowing.
The sun is glowing.
Right.
You're gonna reflect the sun back in the sun. I mean, that's not that hard. You get it, and you can tell that you've pointed the light back towards the sun, but it's not doing anything. Other than maybe creating a beacon that says exactly where you are.
I'm moving very much. I'm moving into the brush. Yep, very much into the shadowy brush.
Okay, everyone who is trying to hide right now, give me a stealth check.
I'm standing out a little bit.
After she does that, Wrath just plants his staff. Just nope.
Oh, Lord above.
17.
You said 17, Captain?
7. Aye.
6.
6. Pius, once again, standing behind a tree that just does not cover him up all the way.
I am reflecting more than the diamond.
Tempest got a 10. How about... no, Wrath's not hiding. There's Twilight.
It's not hanging.
So once they get considerably closer and they start to descend from the angle of the sun, you can see that these are 4 of them. 4 of these. There are 4 angels currently riding alicorns down to your location.
They're riding what?
Alicorns. An alicorn is both a Pegasus and a unicorn. Something that, as far as humans are concerned, is absolute myth and legend.
And they're coming right for us?
Yes, they are coming down towards you, and those alicorns are being ridden by 4 angels. 1 angel to each alicorn.
I'm gonna fly up to them. Ancestors! My damn!
Oh dear.
So, you all, despite the fact they're not even looking for those of you who tried to go hide, you all hear the voice in your head as they are using telepathy.
Sister, we are even weirder than we were led to believe, but you seem eager to come with us.
The voice might be a little choppy.
Aye.
It's choppy?
I think you just have to slow down.
Sister, you are weirder than we were led to believe. But you, is this so hard?
I think it's just my computer not being able to handle everything. Anyways, that deep, echoey voice is what you hear as they're saying this telepathically, just kind of out to everyone. Sister, You are weirder than we were led to believe, but you seem eager to come with us.
No, I'm just saying hi. I mean, I kind of want to be with my friends, but yeah, no.
That is unfortunate, because you will come with us, one way or another.
Yeah. Not happening. I mean, can I have the horse if I come with you?
Perhaps one will be assigned to you. Surely you have seen the visions of the war to come. You know that we need you. We need every soldier, prepared for the demon's invasion.
I don't know. Do I get to come back to my friends?
Perhaps, but this battle may also last longer than their lives.
I don't know. I don't think I'm strong enough to come with you guys yet.
We will train you. Again, this is telepathy out towards everyone. Anyone can respond at any point, telepathically.
Let's see what Twilight says, honestly.
The angel just looks around. Twilight, everybody's like giving thumbs up. Just go ahead.
Essentially, depending on how this goes, Twilight might be leaving the party. They're trying to make Twilight leave the party and go with them. Clearly, your choice is to stay with the party, I'm sure. That way you can keep playing Twilight. So let's see how this conversation goes.
Is there any way I can? How close are they to us now?
Maybe 100 feet.
Not close enough. Well, I guess.
You know what? I'm taking my vote. Everybody wants me out, so I guess I'll go.
I was just kidding.
So out of game, like, obviously we don't want Twilight to leave. Like, this is a moment that even if it makes sense for your character to leave, if you want to keep playing Twilight, you don't go with them. You resist.
No way. Well, I really don't want to leave. I'll be better, I promise.
Twilight, you don't have to leave. You can come back down.
Hey,
You mean I can stay?
Of course you can stay.
I'm
never
not
was
even
out.
ready.
When did this turn into family drama?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So
In-laws.
they don't do anything necessarily aggressive as Twilight just turns around and starts coming back down towards everyone, but they do follow. And once they get down there, they clearly are speaking to the rest of you at this moment through the telepathy. You who falsely believe yourselves heroes, return our sister to us. Clearly, you should know about this war coming, and you should know what it would entail for the human species.
Your
Would you
sister
agree?
is not an item to be given to someone one way or another. Your sister has chosen to stay. I suggest you heed her choice.
Or I'll eat you.
He's actually not joking about that threat.
Yes, 100% he will try to eat you.
And we'll make sure of it, because that's kind of personal. Not heroes.
Yeah, falsely?
How dare you? You get off that damn high horse. You come down here. You say that to me, them fees. Fucking gods, angels, demons. I don't fucking give a shit. I will eat you.
The angel does fly off his alicorn to you, stands over you, looks down. Yes, false heroes. You may be known across the world, but you have not actually saved your own species. It is in danger, even more now than it has ever been. You must be aware how dangerous Pazuzu is.
If you touch that dwarf, I'll kill you myself.
How close is his nose?
They are roughly 9.5 feet tall, so there's about 6 feet from your face to his.
Shit.
Wait, you're 4.5, so 5 feet.
I can't
You can
jump
bite
up
his
that high.
knee.
Speaking of biting his nose, but I can bite his knee.
But
At his knees.
in response to, like, I don't remember exactly what you said, but I remember this response is applicable. But with mentioning Pazuzu, that's right, you were saying like something about fighting. We do not intend to fight you. We are trying to recruit every angel we can into our ranks. You may be eclectic, and we may disagree about whether you are heroes or not, but you could serve us well. Perhaps you could earn your title of hero in our eyes and join us as well.
Excuse me, but I'm not full angel. I'm only half, so the joke's on you, motherfucker. Can I just, like, kind of punch him?
Twilight, Hold on.
So,
Strain.
regardless of what you try to do here, in response to what you say, half angel or not, you are the child of Archangel Viclum. You, by your birthright, are more powerful than you could imagine.
Really? I am a genie!
Excuse me, Mr. Angel, sir, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Yes. From the visions that Archangel Viclum has seen, after having her daughter thrown into the icy ocean and surviving, she has slowly been awakening her angelic lineage. Viclum knows where her progeny is and what she is doing. Inara, we need you.
I'm not going.
You can't ever.
She's ours.
Hey.
You call her?
And whether you do not think we are heroes or not, does not matter. We do not need your approval.
Or
opinions.
Or your knees.
Yes,
You know
he'll eat you from the toes to the top of your head. Seriously, I don't think you understand how serious he is about eating you.
How heavy is Captain Flowers? I mean, can I lift him up by under his arms and just kind of put his face to the nose?
Probably, if he doesn't resist.
Are you okay with that? What about his nose? Do you, pal? Do you?
Do I get to eat his nose? Yeah.
Yes. Do you want to? Do you?
I'm not the dog, but I.
Okay. I'm gonna pick him up.
As you're doing this, he does continue speaking because there's a little bit of time here. As we said, we will be leaving with our sister. We would appreciate all of your cooperation.
And we would appreciate you fucking off.
Hey.
She is not going anywhere. She has made her decision, so you can either kill us or die.
I don't like that first option.
Well, I mean...
Alright, so we've got to work on your threats.
Well, there is a third... There could be a stalemate.
Just let it go. Just let it go, buddy. That's rough.
So
That's rough.
they let you have your little conversation here for a moment. If your decision is to fight, then do not blame us when we kill you. And you see them begin to
cast a
draw their
challenge.
weapons.
I cast a Shardolin Stride.
Remind me what that does?
Concentration. Blue. I basically catch on fire, increase my speed by 20 feet, and don't provoke opportunity attacks. When I move within 5 feet of a creature or object that isn't worn or carried, it takes 1d6 fire damage.
Alright.
Or a vitality.
All of you can do like one action, like a buff spell sort of thing. We will call that good, but we will hold on to that for next session. We do not have time for a fight. So that is where we will hold off, is with the angels drawing weapons, ready to fight.
Awesome.
Does Captain Flowers get at least bite his nose?
You know what? If that's going to be Captain's first action before the combat actively starts, then so be it.
Oh, okay.
Because they are not striking first. They will only begin fighting after you have undeniably proven your hostility towards them.
Yes,
By
I will strike
attacking
first
first.
nose. I mean, first blood.
Yep. There it is.
Yes.
First Blood is trying to bite his nose off.
The
Okay.
clone heard around the world.
Please succeed.
Would
Please
you get
succeed.
advantage if I'm holding him?
No, he doesn't get advantage for you holding him. That is not how it works.
Good thing they have telepathy too, otherwise Jess would have to talk like this after he bit his nose.
Right?
You motherfuckers. My nose.
All right,
Bastard.
everyone, thank you for joining us so much tonight. Monday, I will be either playing Dead by Daylight or Phasmophobia. That's yet to be determined based on the people I'm playing with and what they want to do. Thursday will be continuing Made in Abyss, and of course next Friday will be the conclusion of this encounter. So, thank you, and as always, I love you! Bye-bye, Kobo!
Yes, 21!
Peace out.
My the design.
Huh?
Oh.